All right. Well, good evening, good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I am your host, Anarchy. Or I am your host for Anarchy TV number two, the Wingnut Radio. and uh, wasn't sure if there's anybody out there or not, but um, I decided I'll throw it alive. I guess I think I need some people may or need somewhere to go. So I'm going to hang out for a little while. Been kind of keeping myself busy, trying to anyway, and getting into some other stuff. Try and keep me occupied in my time and being a little productive on the other side too. Um, been working some weird hours, and but I've been trying to save some money up, or been trying to save some of that fiat currency up, and also getting into other stuff. Like I broke out the food dehydrator. Um, I got me a pressure canner that I need to get a new gasket for. Um, but I got that so I can start doing some canning. Because I got a lot of meat in the freezer that I want to actually can up because I don't want to rely on my freezer. I've been without power before, so I know what it's like. And it's like all that shit is, the freezer and the well were the two main things that were out when the power was out, and that's what sucked the most because all that food in the fridge and the freezer. So I'm trying to move away from the fridge and freezer type of scenario. So all that meat that I got in the freezer, I want to actually can up. But I'm also going to get into other stuff. Hey, what's up, Andrea? I'm also going to get into distilling. Like making like distilled water, um, like ethanol, alcohol, like essential oils, extracts. So I'm going to get into that, and that's something else that I think that could be like good trade items in the future. And just one tool is kind of like a multi-purpose tool, so I can do all that with one, like with one distiller, and that's something else I'm going to try and get into and see what I can come up with. I might get good at it. So, I mean, you think about like the extracts and essential oils. That's one thing. That's on that scenario, and then ethanol subsidize some of the gas prices. Um, let's see, alcohol. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that like to drink alcohol. Um, distilled water and stuff like that. Uh, yeah. So I think those would be some good items during the shit hit the fan scenario. Um, I'll just have to work out some deals with people that's got all the right ingredients to do all that stuff. You know, it's just down to the point where people are going to have to start figuring out, hey, Virginia, um, this is people just going to have to figure it out. I mean, honestly, I start thinking about like even the diesel scenario. I mean, I at the stuff that I'm doing right now for the welding, everything's running on diesel. Um, or gasoline, diesel or gasoline, and it's just going to be pretty bad if everything goes to shit. Oh, I can't do that. It's like I can't afford fucking gas, diesel. It's fucking. I Yeah, I popped on because Ghetto is like thinking that there was need to be another live stream for people to hang out, and so here we go. Oh, that reminds me, I got to put the link up now. I think about it, just so I can ask, if anybody wanted to come up. Not, I totally forgot. Do 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 do. That there. I'm gonna move over to YouTube and pin it on. Okay. All right. That's we got that done. So yeah, I don't know how to do all that, Virginia. I mean, I don't even have your email address, or you don't even have my email address. It's not like it's like okay, hey Virginia, it's not like we have the hotline for everybody. It's like, hey everybody, it's like it. I'll be lucky if everybody gets notifications if they get my live stream. I mean, it'd be cool if they did. I don't know. I Ghetto was wanting to come over and or do something else or something, and or at least he thought it would be a good idea if I started a stream. So, which I don't care. I'm not busy. I've been busy. I haven't really had anything to talk about or anything that was I thought was important enough to talk about, or where I don't feel like I'm like a fucking broken record. So and I'm the type of person, man, if I ain't got nothing to say, or I just don't say anything. I don't really have to talk about crap just to fill the void of silence. But because the silence can be very deafening for me, it would actually it would be kind of scary and actually enjoyable to be like out in the middle of space and all that silence, because here on this planet there is not one single moment that's quiet.
What's up?
Well, hello, beautiful.
Dude, I'm trying to look up your thing so I can.
Look up my thing.
You
What
know,
are you talking about?
well, this live, because
Oh,
I can text it to people we know from Zach Stream. What you know what I mean? Just to try and get people over here because you only have a
I
handful of subs here.
I could, yeah, I know. I was gonna throw a link in the chat, but I got busy doing all this stuff, so I probably missed it. But
Damn it. Okay. All right. Give me, what's up, Ghetto? Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna share.
yeah, get it. We were just trying to figure out like how to like put the word out
Yeah.
that I'm out here, kind of like throwing, shooting up a flare in the sky. It's like, hey, we're over here.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I don't know.
All right, let's see. I'm frantically texting. 1 second. So what are we going to talk about?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. Okay,
Right?
check this out. All right, this is my newest thing. Oh, that's another thing too. I was wanting to actually talk about. Hold on, let me get back. Where was it?
Right?
Um, uh, I am trying to get that canner up, but I need to get a gasket.
Right?
That's the one thing that's kind of holding me off on that right at the moment. But I am going to start distilling also.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because there's all kinds of cool stuff I can do with a distiller. So I'm really excited to see what I can come up with, all the different experiments that I can do with it.
Right? Now, we figured out it was a Miro, right?
Mhm.
And more or less the,
Eight quart or something like that. 8 quart.
I think it's the same as Best Life's.
I think so too. Now I think about it, it looks exactly the same. You know, so
Okay,
I
so
don't.
if you Google that, they're basically the same size. I mean, they're kind of like when you get a gasket for a car or whatever,
Mhm.
you can narrow it down. They'll have the models, even old ones, and they're pretty inexpensive. Um,
I see. I don't order anything off the internet, so I gotta try and like either find somebody to order for me, or maybe go to one of these. Like there's an old general store that's not that far away that that sells stuff like that, but I'm not sure if they got anything where they can find something for me. But I'm gonna try that if I got some time tomorrow anyway. Because my work, kind of like my quote unquote schedule has been kind of really funky,
mhm.
working really weird hours. Since it's been hot, we started been working at nights now, and
What's up, Cola? Okay, so you would need someone to order it for you, and you know for sure that one requires a gasket, right?
yes,
Okay.
I took it over to my mom's house. Was it last weekend? Put it on the stove, got it up to boil. It just overflowed, kept on leaking out of the where the gasket is.
Right.
So right off the bat, that definitely needs to be replaced.
Okay.
Now, I have no idea, like if that once that's fixed, if there's anything else going on, I have no idea.
Do you have a
Um,
PO box or
no, just regular address at the moment.
okay?
But
Um,
no, I mean, I can probably find somebody around here, that I could
okay.
probably order it for me.
Yeah.
Uh, or hopefully I can find it like at a just a the gen, this little hardware country store type thing.
I believe Best Life said Ace Hardware or the like has them. Or
Really?
even you could ask a hardware store and they might be able to order it for you, and it wouldn't cost you anything. They'll just order it their next truck. Boom. Hey, Zach.
What's up, Zach?
I'm here. I'm just trying to get your word out, man. I did a community post and then trying to throw the text around.
Word. I texted
Yeah,
them too. That's
yeah,
we're texting the same people, ghetto.
I got an independent to come over too, or at least I texted her.
Right? That's
How you
funny.
doing, Cola? It's nice, good to see you too.
Indy, what's up, girl? Andrea. Dude, Indy has been dipping her toe in the canning. She just started a few weeks ago. I think she already has the fever.
See, that's
We
what
got to
I'm
get
kind
to
of
the gasket,
anticipating.
and
That's what I'm sitting there thinking. I was sitting there talking. I even actually, that's another thing. Hold on 1 second. I got some books from my mom the other day.
what kind of books?
All right, let's see here. All right, this is the first one.
Ooh,
So easy to can,
cool.
and all kinds of different stuff and all the information. It's like the for a water bath or the pressure canner. Um, you know, got a lot of recipes in it, but it's an older one. I mean, it was actually a library book. This is overdue library book.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. That was something I got from my mom. This is another thing too. I don't know if you can see that. Jiffy Meals. You can do it too.
Wow, that's cool. Shit. So, like, what's one of the meal? Jiffy, as in like the cornbread?
Um, let's see here. It's so easy to can or freeze. Like that's kind of like quick easy foods. I guess they're called Jiffy food.
Oh, okay. Quick and Jiffy. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
canning and freezing. Um, yeah, that was quick and easy to them. You know what I'm saying?
Too cool. I would love to flip through that.
I mean, just it's all the basics on when it comes down to actually the process, and then it's got some recipes in here. You know, raw pack beef, the chicken, raw pack stewed pork chops. See, I'm really into the meat part of it. That's what I really want to do most of. But yeah, and my mom does jellies. She does that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to get away from the freezer. See,
Right.
see that's the thing too. I know what it's like to be without power. You know what I mean? I mean, I've been through many hurricanes here in Florida and stuff like that, and I've had to deal with that crap. You know what I mean? And the pump for my well and the refrigerator and freezer were the two main things that I missed the most when the power was out. So I have to supplement for that. You know what I mean? I got to figure out ways of storing foods and stuff like that outside of the freezer.
Yep.
And then
That's the whole idea without power.
yeah, well, I mean, this is just my hurricane preparedness mentality anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I've got MREs, but I sure as hell don't want to have to live off of that.
Right.
So I'd rather have that. That'd be my absolute last resort is to go to an MRE.
Right. You won't be able to shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm serious. That's the thing. And most of them taste like crap. I don't know who these people are that make these dishes. And I mean, honestly, I think they just calculate how much it takes to keep somebody alive, and that's it. They don't really care how it tastes. They just it's just enough to keep you alive. It's kind of like prison food. But that's the thing, dude. Is like I've got those, and that's an absolute last resort. So I'm trying to stay away from that. And like I said, I got deer meat almost every freaking year, a lot of it. You know, I got uncles and cousins and stuff that hunt around here all the time every year, so I get some
You'll,
of that all the time.
dude,
You
you'll
know,
love deer meat canned.
that's the other thing too. I haven't done that. And I know how tender it's going to be when I get done with it. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. You know what I mean?
You could
Honestly, on that.
jerky your meat.
Well, I got a dehydrator also. And
Right.
I just haven't really gotten into like actually, I'm getting into it. I'm getting
Come
back
on,
into it.
man. If I could do it, man, anybody could do it. Just saying.
Oh, I
If
know, I
Ghetto can
know.
do it, you can do it.
Well, see, okay, so that's another thing, Ghetto, too. I know it's going to get addicting, and that's another thing too.
Right.
I'm actually excited for that because it's another thing that kind of keep my hands busy
Mm-hmm.
and keep something productive and actually, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And otherwise, I'm not really. You see, I always got to do something, even if it's just like making my metal stuff to make money, or something. So that's
Yeah.
another thing too. um, um, it could be trade items. I mean, even on the food category, it could. When I was out in the national forest during rainbow gatherings and stuff like that, and spending like months after months in the national forest all around the country, money or cash or whatever wasn't really used a lot. A lot of people did a lot of trading and bartering out there, and in the food category, uh, like coffee, sugar, um, tobacco. Let's see here, coffee, sugar, and then like chocolate. These were like precious, like gold and silver type items. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people didn't have those. They had a lot of other stuff, but they didn't have like coffee and sugar. Um, but that's on the food category. But I started thinking about like on the distiller part of it, not only for the gas for the ethanol, but the alcohol. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people like drinking alcohol.
And
You
Right.
know what I
first
mean?
aid.
Um,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another thing too on the sterilization part of it too for like medical and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's a good trade item. You know what I mean? If I can just like if I can trade with other farmers and get the ingredients, I can make this as another trade item.
that's why I got that. I don't drink the shit.
Yeah,
I know what it can do though.
yeah. I
I
mean,
kind of I'm stuck on something though, Anarchy.
tobacco is also on that list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I'm
Beto.
stuck on the fact that you went to rainbow gatherings.
Oh yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out what the hell that means, and if I should jump off the stream scared.
And getting nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Yeah, it's more like kind of like post like Woodstock type of crap.
Like
You know what
hippie
I mean?
stuff. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
I got you. All right, that's better.
yeah.
That's better. I don't
Yeah.
mind if you stink, but if you do the other stuff, then
Oh, come on. What
No, yeah.
happens at Burning Man stays at Burning Man.
Oh, dude, I've never been to Burning Man. I don't know if I would ever go, but it just I'm curious about the type of people that go to Burning Man though. I am
I would have gone
curious.
in the early days, but it's become such a hedonistic display now, that I don't know if I'd want to go now. But back when it first started, maybe.
Right. Well, like the people that are going now, that's what makes me curious. Is the type of people that are going to that now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I have a curiosity to that for some reason,
And
but
it's so
I don't
expensive.
ever plan on going there because I have no desire to even be on that side of the freaking country. You know, so I don't like the desert.
Oh,
You
damn, Ghetto. He really doesn't want to talk about Burning Man.
know.
Nah, I had to switch devices,
It's
ma'am.
like people who are relatively well to do, because it's expensive to go there. It's expensive to get in, it's expensive to eat. It's become a adult entertainment amusement park type of thing. not with rides and shit, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
Well, they
you've
got
got to
there's
save up money, or you're not getting into the heart of it,
yeah, yeah.
or
I
fucking
don't.
way in. I guess that could happen.
All you gotta have is some good drugs, and you'll be able to be allowed in there. I've watched a few documentaries on that Burning Man shit. Oh, good lord! That
Yeah,
would you consider those like free people though? Like I don't see them as like free thinkers, free spirit type of shit. They seem a bit extra for me.
It's just an excuse to act a fool.
M-
It's
That's yeah,
it's
mo-
exactly
Vegas.
yeah, moths to a flame.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
honestly, if you think about it,
Literally.
yeah, I mean, that's the music and the fire. That's just drawing them all in. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, because I mean, I know the feeling. I mean, I've been to a lot of raves and
Oh yeah.
outdoor type stuff, and a lot of outdoor type concerts and jam sessions. I love live music. You know what I mean? Even if it's electronic, or DJ, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as it's live, you know what I mean? I love it.
Right.
And I used to do a lot of that back in the day. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do a lot of it. And
Yeah, I did too. Were you the dude laying on the floor?
I've tripped over you a few
You
times.
didn't say no. Okay.
hell, no. I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, see, when electronic music and DJ and all that stuff kind of first started back in the day, I was in that when it was all getting kicked off. You know what I mean? And yeah, I was all around a lot of that kind of scene for quite a few years.
Techno.
Well, I mean, I was around the music scene, and that just part of it. That was because that was when techno first started. First came into play. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff, like from coming like at was it Germany? Like was it Kraftwerk and all that? You know, techno type stuff. But I was really into like snap and pop type bass. Like breakbeat.
Like drum and
That's
bass.
yeah, yeah. Well, drum and bass has got a little bit more faster pace than I like.
Okay.
I like like see, I got even back in the day when break dancing was actually, and it still is in some ways, some areas. But I mean, it was really hot back in the day, and
So
I was
basically
around.
like house music.
Well, yeah, sort of a little bit, something that would pull you out of your seat type of,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I love music that actually just kind of like, that's why I say I know what's going on with the Burning Man. It's kind of moss to the flame. It's like that. It's like I know when a song hits me to a point, it just kind of like lifts me out of my chair and makes me start moving. You know what I mean? Or it starts tapping my feet. You know what I mean? It's like almost uncontrollably. You know what I mean? There's something.
Yeah, that's how Tupac does me. Just saying.
Right. Well, I mean, there's music for everyone that does that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I love that. And I used to know some DJs, man, that can just like record after record, man. It was like, holy crap, holy crap. You know what I mean? And that's
All right,
like it was
Joe,
like
play
every
some
song was my
techno.
song,
I want to see Anarchy dance. Play some techno.
I was more like I mean, I haven't gone out to like clubs in a long time, but
Right.
I grew up in Orlando. I used to live in Gainesville. I used to live in Tallahassee, around these college towns, and a lot of clubs and club scenes and stuff. When I was, from the age of 19, pretty much that's when I left the houses at the age of 16, and around 19, I kind of left the state. You know, so I don't know. It's just yeah.
Mhm.
But that was back then. It's like I did a lot of like snap pop breakdance fluid, really that kind of stuff. I didn't get down there and like start doing the windmill and like get on the floor and start spinning around and shit. But I was more like almost robotic and but fluid at the same time.
I'm feeling it.
Uh,
Did you wear black light shit?
Dude, there was one time, and I was trying to market it at one time,
Mm-hmm.
and because the clubs that I was going to, a lot of people had this is back in the day when everybody was wearing like like glow sticks and freaking sucking on pacifiers and crap.
Yes.
I didn't do all that stuff, but I saw it, a whole trend of this starting, and you know what I mean. But
My
anyway,
friend wore white gloves. They were just regular, like Mickey Mouse white gloves, but under the black lights and with all the stuff going on, they would glow and kind of move. And when you're tripping or whatever you're doing, it was what it
I
was,
I went a step further. I
Oh, you
took
did.
I took what I took like golfing gloves, the really tight golfing gloves,
Mhm.
and I put LEDs, blinking LEDs in the gloves.
Just as I
Up,
suspect.
up and down the fingers. I'm serious, man. It was like the tracers that would come off of that while you're on tripping and shit. Oh my god,
Right.
it's crazy.
Yep.
And it was wild in the club for people to see all that stuff just moving around and shit. It was really cool.
Yep.
But I was trying to market that because I was making them and stuff, and people were like, "Hey man, where did you get that?" I was like, "I made it, man." Like, but it never got off the ground. But I mean, I saw the whole thing, the whole trend and all that stuff. All that stuff was like kind of moved in and then moved out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was crazy. And I haven't been to the clubs and all that stuff in a really long time, but it's different than what I was in. You know what I mean? And it also depends on where you're at.
Is it different or is it just because we're old now?
The vibe's different. Like you talk about the drum and bass. See, I'm more of a slower type beat. Drum and bass is more of a you know what I mean? It's more of a faster pace to it. And a lot of the younger generation like that, which I get it. I can get into it, but I like something slow. Where I can move. I don't know. It's kind of like you. Have you ever heard that you can tell a lot about a person on how they're going to be in bed by watching them dance?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
There you go.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
I
like
liked trance.
Hell no.
So what you saying, Ghetto?
I
You
can't
don't- you
dance for shit.
You don't fuck like you dance?
Hell no.
Have you seen him dance? I hope not.
If I did, I'd be a virgin.
Oh damn! What's up, Polarin? Damn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
They got those. Y'all ever see those headphone ones? Those headphone raves? They're called quiet raves or some shit like that.
Well, I know I've never been to one, but I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
heard of those too. Yes, where they just wear headphones so they don't disrupt
Yep.
the neighborhood.
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they're all banging, but there's
Yeah.
one DJ and it just syncs to all the headphones.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, that's how a lot of these raves. See, that's what back in the day we would go like different like warehouses or houses or something
Right.
like that,
Yeah.
and just and I mean seriously, this is what we would do. We would go to one club, and then when that closed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, another club would open up. We go to that one until it closed at like 6 or 7 in the morning. Go to Waffle House, and then go to this other after party after that. And then, you know what I mean? It was just boom, 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 boom.
Ghetto's like, yeah, I never went to those, but sometimes we drove by and sold y'all shit, shaking our heads. Crackers.
You had one part of that right. I sold y'all some shit. I definitely didn't stay and hang out though. Y'all had some freaky ass females though, man. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Holy crap. There was all
Well,
kinds
I mean-
of threesomes and foursomes and fivesomes
Uh-huh.
and shit.
True.
Bunch of freak McNasties.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the last
I don't know.
foursome you were in?
The what now?
What's the last foursome you were in?
The foursome. Foursome. Let's see here.
That's you and three dudes.
No.
That's what Virginia's
All right,
fantasizing
50-50. Two
about.
dudes, two girls.
Hell no.
No.
Do 3 chicks. Anybody want to go sword fighting?
No. The most I've been around is 2 girls. That's the most. I haven't gone a fourth.
I see.
Well,
Oh,
my ex-girlfriend was very free.
so did you all have like a polyamorous thing, or was it like one night it went too far?
We well there was one time there was this one time
Right?
At band camp?
yeah, there's this one time. Yeah.
Alto harmonica. We gotcha.
Yeah. It was New Year's, and my old lady, she picked up this girl, and this girl was like having a fight with her. I don't know who he was. I don't know if it was her boyfriend or not. I don't even know. But she was having like, words with this dude or whatever. And my ex kind of talked her over, and we were about to leave. I was on the bike and ready to go, man. And then she got on the back of the bike, and then she's like calling her over and stuff. Next thing you know, this other girl, man, she just like hops onto the damn tank of the bike facing me. I was like, fuck it. So I just like took off, and we ended up in a hotel that night. But the only thing that kind of went wrong about it is because the girl took off a little early and snagged my ex old lady's bracelet, and that was like, she freaked out. It's like, oh, she stole my shit. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
My
So,
grandma
I don't
might
know.
give me that chain.
I don't know. She was just
Yeah,
like, she was really attached. She was like pissed that
Right.
She got
stole the
paid
shit.
for her services, bro.
Right.
I can see why you're over at Anarchy, Virginia. I can tell the mood she's in.
What are you talking about?
So what's your foursome like? When was that last one? So when was yours, Virginia?
I've never been in a foursome.
Bullshit. Fivesome, orgy?
I've never been in a threesome either, as far as touching another woman. I have never had a sexual encounter with a female. Have I been in the same vicinity as a female having a sexual encounter with another male or female? Yes. Did I participate? No. And he's out. He's got to get that rubbing alcohol.
What the fuck? Dude, you can't run Pornhub and StreamYard at the same time, man.
Right? Yeah, not enough
It'll
weight.
bog you down.
The closest
sweet.
I would say is a situation where me, myself, and I. Dude, it's awkward, but you can become different people in bed depending on who you're with.
Oh, I know what you mean. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on their demeanor is how you
Yeah.
go for it. Like,
Yep.
I mean, shit, I've been probably 1,000 different dudes. My girl's probably been 1,000 different chicks at 21 years.
Right.
You
And
gotta do it.
sometimes you get in a situation where in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, I know what I just did with so-and-so 6 months ago. That is not going to work here as far as certain, things.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Mine
back.
was always a go-to when I was a teenager, though.
Mm-hmm.
My go-to move.
Your go-to was what?
My go-to move as a
Mhm.
teenager,
Mm-hmm.
eat the pussy.
Okay.
First thing.
Your go-to move being that.
That was
The
my
go- The go-to move.
that was my
Uh,
go-to. Dude, not one of them said no. And I was quite a bit of them's first too, actually. I mean, it's got to smell good, obviously, but I always got to please them first, or you're doing it wrong.
Awkward.
What was your go-to move, wingnet, or did you spaz out there?
He's
like,
like, I'm doing it right now. Can't you read my mind?
I was just gonna say. You hear a little,
Yeah, that shit ain't right.
but it
Okay,
really
so we
makes you
kind of joke
wonder
about this right now.
how many people do it
So we're kind of
on
talking
stream
about
now.
the 90s, the 80s. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think he was losing us there. So, but I think it's way more interesting and kind of romantic to think about it back in the day because it was harder to communicate. You know, you didn't have devices, you didn't have incognito ways to do things.
Yeah,
But people were doing this shit, getting freaky. They always have been. It just
right.
hasn't come out in, admission until media,
Right, 100%.
because what was it, like late 70s was the first married couple in bed together? Like the original
Oh, you're talking about on
Flintstones, they had
TV?
separate beds. Yeah, well, that's one turning point.
Wasn't
For
it
a
Roseanne?
while, they wouldn't even be in bed, and then all of a sudden, it's like everyone's in bed together. Hey, Wingo.
Right. Wasn't it
Holy
Roseanne
crap.
that did it the first time?
I think it was Brady Bunch.
Oh, Brady Bunch.
I
Okay.
think.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
in the chat
No,
might know, but
yeah, Brady Bunch did, I guess, huh? Yeah.
My
that
phone
could be
keeps
wrong.
on going out on me. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, all good.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is, man. It's like, it's been happening a lot for the past couple of months, but everything was just dropped. Lose cell signal, internet, everything. And I have to restart the phone. But I don't know why. It'll do that a couple of times. And a lot of times it happens right at the exact moment I'm saying some, or something, the subject is certain things. It's
You
really
were
crazy.
just admitting to having a fivesome.
No. Dude, when I used to live in that hearse, man, we could fit a lot of people in the back of that fucking car, I'm telling you.
Right.
It was fun.
No doubt.
You lived in a hearse?
Yeah,
said that
I
last
lived in a
time we talked, huh?
1976 Cadillac hearse. Was a fucking big ass fins on it, fucking tie-dye curtains, Grateful Dead stickers,
Mhm.
and
So how
yeah,
many dead people was in it before you moved in?
I have no idea, but it was an old one.
You didn't ask?
No, yeah, no, because the guy that owned it, that he had it for a while, but I don't know how it was an actual hearse, but it carried a lot of live people. I could tell you that.
And sometimes some dead wood, huh?
Dude, yeah. Dude, we used to take that back when Jerry was still alive. We take him to Dead shows and sit out in the parking lot and sell Grateful Dead t-shirts out of the back of that hearse.
Mhm.
Or like there was a few times, man, we went up on the Parkway up there in was it Pisgah National Forest and all that stuff up there in western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, all that area. But go up there on the Parkway and just park the car, back it up to one of them overlooks where the mountains and stuff.
Mhm.
Just open up the back of the car, man, and put a lawn chair on the top of the car and just sit up on there and just look at everything. Oh, it's awesome.
Right.
Oh hell. Dude, did you get pussy in a hearse?
Oh yeah, I have. Oh yeah, definitely have.
Dang, I wonder if that turned them on. Like
Well,
if that was
it was kind of like a little thing. It was weird too, man. See, that was it was a time when I was very um uh people thought I was a vampire. They only saw me at night a lot of times. I was always dressed like a lot of. I had like I still got it. I got a leather jacket that I have from way back in the day that I drew all over. I took like white acrylic or acrylic paint markers and drew all over it and stuff. And but I there was this one time, man. where I had the hearse parked out in front of the guys that owned the hearse. I was actually kind of staying in that car, but he lived in the house and stuff, and I would have like really, like heavy industrial music playing on the inside of the sucker with like, strobe lights and black lights all inside it. All you can see from the inside, from outside is like, you hear this music and you see this lights flashing through tie-dye curtains of this hearse and shit, you know,
Yeah.
dude. There's these kids that live down the street. They came up to me one time. I was crawling out of the back of the sucker after like a long night or whatever. I was like, I mean, it's like death just rolled over, that kind of thing. And
Right.
they came up and they were like, "Are you a vampire?" Like, because they never saw me until like at the like nighttime or whatever. It's like rare to see me during the day.
What did it smell like in there?
I did, just like a car. I mean, it's. I mean, I had a big ass futon in the back of that sucker, man. I had like, right
Oh,
right
goodness.
behind the front seat. I had a bunch of crates and stuff. That's where all my stuff, my radio, my black light, my clothes, and all that stuff. And I had big futon. I'm serious, man. You can fit like 20 people in the back of that sucker. It's crazy. I mean, you can literally you can fit like 20 people in this car, man. It was good. And
A hearse is almost like an El Camino with a shell.
Yeah.
dude, this this thing was like, back in the day when they made it out of steel.
much
It's not like
bigger, yeah.
fiberglass or any of that stuff too. You know what I mean? That was back in the day. There was a 76 Cali bored out 502 engine in that sucker.
So like the Ghostbusters ambulance, you think?
Well, it's that same kind of style in a sense, yeah.
How
Yeah.
fast could it go if y'all went driving?
Oh man, I don't know, man. When it comes down, we just kind of took our time, but this thing had some pull power. We've actually pulled people out of that were stuck in the damn mud and shit. You know what I mean with this thing. So, it's got some torque to it, but it was fun. I had a blast when I was like doing that kind of stuff, man. But that was when I was like all around like the music scene. The guy that actually owned the Hearst, he had a recording studio. We did a lot of like punk bands, heavy metal bands, and shit like that. And yeah, it was fun, man. And I was always around a lot of musicians around that time, man. So I was like, music was and I always had a thing for it too, because like like I was saying, how music can almost physically affect you, I mean, almost pull you out of your chair or make you tap your feet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love about music, you know what I mean? And I kind of miss certain things about music. See, I like really edgy, hard, something that's got a message, I like stuff like that, and I kind of miss that because I don't see it, especially in the mainstream. You know what I mean? Uh, I just I
Mainstream
like
is useless. I haven't listened to anything mainstream or new in over a decade, I would say.
yeah. I have to.
Easily. Besides what the kids listen to, but
Do
that's
do
usually
do 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 baby shark.
Dude, no, thank you.
Do, 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 do,
I'm
baby
glad. That's one
usually
thing I'm
it's-
glad I don't have kids. I don't have to watch the same freaking Disney movie like 30 times in a day. I'm glad. you
Right.
know?
But usually the music. See, my daughter, man. Shoot, I can take my headphones into where she's listening to right now. She's probably either listening to Tupac. Let's see, Bone Thugs. She listens to Struggle Jennings, but she and the other way, dude, what's his name? Tom McDonald. So those are the only two guys. Those are the only two newer guys that she listens to. The rest she'll listen to Al Green. She'll listen to all the old school stuff that I raised her on. Even Ozzy,
Mhm.
Leonard Skinner,
Right.
a little bit of
Classic
everything. Yeah, she's only 16, so I think I'm doing it right.
Right.
But with my son, it'd be like, what's that band's name? Imagine Dragons, is that the name of it?
That is a
Basically,
band. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the thunder, lightning, and the thunder. Just,
Oh yeah! Oh
know.
my God!
Dude,
I was
that fucking
there's a buddy of mine. He hates that fucking song because it's like that's the only lyric in the whole freaking song. In the thunder, thunder. You know what I mean?
I
I have
agree.
no idea what you're talking about.
You should watch the video though if you
It's like
haven't.
that's the whole song. That's
Still
pretty much
no.
the whole song. It's like one
Okay.
lyric. You know.
The video is nuts. I think the video's a trip. I think that's mainly what it is the video. The video's freaking nuts.
I didn't know the name of the band either. But he complains.
It's Imagine Dragons. They have a couple like that, and it would be mainstream. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much what the mainstream's about these days.
Bunch of soy boys out there wearing Crocs and top knots.
Wow.
Hey,
Show us how it's
I
done.
like Crocs. No, I was just kidding. But pretty much, yeah. Pretty fucking much. I don't know how.
I miss like good music. I really do. You know, even, it doesn't matter if it's like, you know, acoustic or electronic. To me, it don't matter as long as it's good.
Any rap?
I don't. Well, see, vocals is not my. I actually see vocals as an instrument. I think is overrated in my opinion. I'm a bass guy. You know what I mean? I like bass. You know what I mean? I like. That's my thing. Vocals is just another instrument in my opinion,
Right.
Well,
and it's not something I never got into. I mean, I like to listen to the beat. I like to listen to the rhythm. That's more my flow. You know what I'm saying?
Genre doesn't matter.
Well, you know, I mean, the only reason I kind of hesitate is because, I mean, you know, there was a time, man, I really got into a lot of different music. I mean, I got into country, but old country, like, you know, Patsy Cline back in the day. You know what I mean? But I don't like country. I mean, I like traditional country. I don't like this country rock today.
Ted
I hate it.
Nugent, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. I mean, but that's
John
like,
Denver.
it was raw. It was real, in my opinion. But
Garth Brooks, bro.
I never, yeah, I mean, you know, but I also like when I was living in North Carolina, I got into a lot of like rockabilly and you know, like you know, bluegrass and stuff like that. I like, or like when I was in New Orleans, I love jazz music. You know what I mean?
roll a bluegrass. I like some bluegrass, right?
I like
like
bluegrass, man. I mean, because I love live music, and I just,
like
you
that
know, you get
tempo.
about 15 or 20, you know, musicians all sitting there just jamming. Oh, dude,
Or
I
somebody
love that.
banging on our harmonica. Who was that dude that was always on Roseanne? Like he even did the intro for it on the harmonica. He was a bigger dude. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, maybe. Let me think.
Man, that dude can hit it up. I like the harmonica. Well, as long as it's played right. But yeah, that dude always hit
was
it up.
it the dude from? Is it Blues Traveler? Band Blues
Ooh,
Traveler.
maybe. I'm gonna look it up once I get me a cigarette.
The dude that's got the suspenders with the harmonicas on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's
Isn't that
Blues Traveler. Yeah,
or
I think so.
something. Yeah.
He always hit it up for me. Harmonica
Yeah, that's
and
all. That's
shit.
how I remember him. He's got those suspenders with the harmonicas in it and stuff. That's how I remember him.
I loved Roseanne.
I do too. I got it. I got it saved on my hard drive.
Yeah.
That's actually what me and my wife go to sleep to is either Roseanne, Cheers,
Right.
a few different old
Late 80s
shows.
shit.
Yeah, I just toss it on and then put the TV on a sleep timer and take our ass to sleep. Gotta have something like that. That's how I went to bed fucking in the 90s, man. Shit.
Dude, you know
Cheers
what?
And Married with Children would be on by the time I was going to sleep,
Right.
you know, for school and shit, between 10 and 11.
You know, I was watching. This was a while back ago, but I mean, it was when I was older. I was watching Little Rascals, And those are some mean ass fucking kids, man. I didn't really think about it until I got older and I watched it again. I was like, damn.
Little bastards.
You know?
Should have
I
called
was
them
like-
little bastards. No,
Yeah. I was like, I didn't really even think about it when I was younger, you know what I mean? But the older I get, I'm like, dang, man, these are some damn little fucking mean ass kids. But, you know, I think we all went through like our moments, you know.
Yeah.
I did a lot of stuff personally at a young age that a lot of people didn't do. You know what I mean? Like I did a lot of traveling at a young age that most people didn't do their whole lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean for that. I mean, you know, I know people around this part of the Panhandle of Florida that's never been out of the freaking county. You know what I mean? They've lived there all their whole life, been married, got kids.
Mhm.
You know, never been out of the county. Had no need to. You know what I mean? You know, so.
Trip, man.
Shit, I was fucking facing Class C fucking pyro or arson felonies at 9.
Oh, are you one of them pyros, man?
No, I wasn't actually. I broke into the house. I didn't burn it down though. But
Me and my
Well,
brother, it was like a rite of passage for us, man. We had to burn down a section of woods somewhere where we lived.
Right.
nice.
It was almost like a rite of passage.
It was fucked up. The people that lived there actually did. I robbed them. I went in there to get a butcher knife to cut up because we had all this bamboo in our backyard while it was in the back vacant lot, and I wanted to cut a fort out of it. So I needed something, sharp to do it with. And so I broke in and I did that, and I kind of messed up the kitchen a little bit, threw a few things around, just being an idiot. But the guy that I stole it from, his parents were actually in I think it was 5 or 6 different fucking houses and apartments that had arson, but they had buku insurance on it. And they ended up getting caught I think 10, 15 years later, and they was ruthless though, because they had pets and all kinds of stuff up in that house, man.
Right.
And they just burned them all up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all bad. But that was fucked up. That was my first run-in with the law because the fucking feds came in to my school. Man, I was only in 3rd grade. And it was just me, my principal, and 2 fucking feds. And they literally told me what I did. And I got a pop afterwards. Here, we'll give you a pop. Just tell us what color the lighter was.
Mm-hmm.
And how you did it in the closet of the back storage area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this shit vividly, dude.
And to
Yeah,
this
right.
day, you're in the closet.
Yeah, give you a little swing in here. Hey, actually, that's a good idea.
Oh, hell.
You ever done it on a swing, Virginia?
Probably. I
There's
can't.
been so many, I can't remember.
Well, a swing is awkward. I'm really tall, so I have a lot of leg, and it's not easy for me to straddle.
Yeah, but that'd be perfect if you're tall, because all you got to do
Yeah.
is bend over, and I could swing right into you.
No, you wouldn't do anything. As
I
far
would
as what
so
you just
pound you in the
described,
next
I've
week.
never done that, but I can't rule it out. It's possible I have on a swing where it's a bench a little bit. That's possible, but I can't think of anything on that either.
Right. Used to love the slides. That was
You,
like
you
my
mean you
favorite
don't have
spot.
those eye bolts that are sticking out of the ceiling in the house?
Honestly, I'd love to get one of those ceiling chairs. I've researched
Yeah.
thoroughly. There are different shapes, different ways to do it.
Yep.
I love it. There's you can get wicker, you can get,
Yeah, those are pretty cool, man. I like those
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
The ones that are like they're like almost like they're big enough to hold two people. I mean, but they're like huge. You know, you can almost lay down inside the sucker. I like that. It's almost
Yes.
like a little cocoon. You know, those are pretty neat.
Yeah.
You
Agreed.
gotta have those things anchored on or you don't fall. You know what I mean? But you know,
Oh, 100%. Yes.
anchor them. So kind of like anchored into like a trust or something.
Correct. Yep. They do have to be placed correctly and safely, but man, they're pretty romantic. I don't know though. The smaller ones, I think they're so awkward because there's that lip on the egg-shaped one. It's kind of hard to get out of.
Yeah.
The hammock type things, I'm too clumsy. So I almost think like maybe something more like a longer bench. You know, how sometimes there's a bench where it's tilted up a tiny bit, but there's still a back on the bench and you can sit back and relax, but not be totally encased long enough for two people to sit there. So theoretically, you could lay there also and swing back and forth. It's got to be sturdy, is what I'm saying for me.
Oh yeah.
Sturdy. Easy to get in and out of, imperative, and sturdy.
Yeah, safety first, man. Safety first.
100%, dude.
I mean, you know, you gotta safety first, everyone. And if you try this at home, safety first.
Here lies
I'm-
Virginia. She ate shit out of her.
I don't
nose.
like it when people say don't do this at home. I'm like, okay, if you do try this at home, just safety first. It drives me nuts every time I hear that. It's like, you know, don't do this at home. I'm like, what? I'm down. I'm going to try it. You know what I mean? Now I want to try it. Just because you said don't do this at home. I'm now an expert.
Ghetto's ordering a swing right now.
Man, I wish. No, I was talking to my son. He was like, you know, they got rid of the dislike system on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I was letting him know. I was like, yeah, besides on mine. I still have it on mine. Because I got the hack version of YouTube.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can go through like there's like what is it? Some website or something like that, and you can get all that stuff and see the dislikes.
Oh, like on mine, so mine is advanced. So with yours,
Oh, look at that! Hell yeah! I was like,
That's funny.
yeah.
But it's because it's the advanced one. So basically, it's the cracked premium, is what it is.
Hmm.
Actually, I wonder if you actually have the premium, if you can see your dislikes.
Right.
I'm-
That might be the key.
Right. I think
Damn,
so.
look at-
Yeah.
like a baller over there, man. Got a fucking like, damn phone with bling all over it and everything. You know?
What the hell? Who, me?
Yeah. He's got the bling bling phone.
No, just a regular phone. I always got to have one of those, though.
That is pretty- that's pretty neat.
Hold on. What was that?
I haven't seen that before.
I've never seen that. You can slide over the camera. Oh.
Yes, man.
That's neat.
And then it's got the little
Nice.
kickstand and shit.
Uh-huh.
And this thing's been through it, too, man.
Okay, now is that
Case is
just the
pretty
They
good.
they don't make those cases for my phone. I could tell you that right now.
You'd be surprised.
Dude,
I
I'm
mean,
telling you, man, with
that's
my
hella
phone,
old school.
I got this like this cheap, like, you know, it's a prepaid deal, but I mean, it's this cheap
Like
phone.
a ZTE.
And I went all over everything I can find on the internet that for that particular brand and that particular phone, and there's only like 3 types of phone cases that's made for that thing. It's like
Mhm.
it's crap. The selection sucks. I mean, there's variations with different pictures and all that stuff on each one of those styles, but there's only like 3 freaking styles. That's it.
And it's like a silicone case, huh?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's not it irritated me because this exact same my old phone is I got the same exact phone again, but my other one, I was at work, I dropped it on a dirt road and it cracked the screen. I was like on a dirt road.
Oh, shit. I know I did that, dude. I did that a couple months back with my old phone. That's why I got this one. I barely hit, and I had my wife has thrown it up against the wall and shit, all pissed off at me. And it landed on a foam pad because I got foam like foam puzzle pieces for my garage, right? And it dropped on that, but it was perfectly on the corner, and it just cracked a little bit on the corner, but it detached the screen from the actual motherboard.
Mhm.
Oh,
So it was,
shit.
it was completely just toast.
Just at that right point.
Exactly. That's
Perfect
exactly
spot.
what it was.
But see, that's the
Yep.
thing too. It's like, I understand that everybody's trying to make a profit, but I mean, because they sell all this screen protectors and all this other protective stuff and all that stuff, man, separate. But I mean, honestly, man, honestly, it should be standard on every damn thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's in my opinion. I mean, it's like, why? Other than, I get it. Like I said, it's a profit scenario. It's like, hell, we can sell this separate. We'll do it this way. They're going to have to
Yeah.
buy it. They're screen cracks. We won't allow anybody to fix it, so they're going to have to buy a new phone. We gotcha.
Exactly. Or buy screen protectors and shit.
Well, and
Which
that's the thing. Yeah.
I got tempered glass on mine, but my brother got some kind of liquid freaking screen protector. I ain't never seen that shit.
Spray on.
Yeah, it's some kind of, they do it at the store when you buy it, but it's like, why doesn't it just
The
come with it?
clear coat. Don't you want the
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't understand that. Why don't I mean? I do. Well, like I said, it's a profit thing, but it should be standard on the damn phone from the beginning. You know what I mean? Instead of like having to go out and and fortify your damn thing. But even then, I'm like, if there was a way I can get away from this and get the same type of information and the same type of connectivity that I've got right now, and get away from this damn cell phone, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But at this moment, I don't have it. I don't have that capability other than CB or whatever. But other than that, I mean, that's the thing. It's like I got a lot of information that I didn't know before that I can access at this moment now until they delete everything. But that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of stuff that I've been searching up, because I've been taking use of. I know how to navigate through the internet. I don't buy shit off the internet and all that. I don't, sell stuff on the internet, but I know how to navigate and explore. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, and there's a lot of stuff that's been out there for a long time. You know what I mean? And it's still there's websites that are still out there from like back in the freaking when it all came to start with. You know what I mean? And I was researching a lot of stuff at one time. Matter of fact, I was sitting there thinking about it. There's this one website. God, I can't remember the name of it right now, but they do like internet security type stuff for like Fortune 5 companies and stuff like that. There's big, big boys, and they do the internet security. Dude, you go to their website, it's like old as hell. It's like AOL type, or earlier.
McAfee?
Oh, dude, no, that's not it right offhand. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's but anyway, it's crazy too because I mean I know people that are really good at the coding thing, and they actually like went in and looked at the website like through the code and stuff, and it's actually and you just visiting this thing, they're looking back at you. You know what I'm saying? It looks all benign and old and, and I mean, it's like a sales type website type thing, but no, I mean, you just visiting this thing, they're looking at you. They're looking back at you. And it's crazy.
For what purpose?
Whatever. I mean, honestly, what would be the purpose of you looking into anybody else? Just to look into
how
it.
his voice changed. Whatever.
I mean, I don't know what they do. I mean, honestly, I mean, I know a little bit about the company of what they put public out there and what they've done for a long time. But I mean, it's just like they're kind of a sketchy type of a place. I don't know.
Well, sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
I was just thinking, well, let's think about that, Virginia. What would they watch us for? I personally think they would watch us for the biometrics. So the
Okay.
camera on the front of your phone, I think they've been constantly watching us through the front camera,
Hmm.
so they can get every single measurement of our faces, our eyes, our heads, bodies,
Yeah.
and all that to make it that
If,
much more easier.
if you notice, that's the reason why this camera's on. The other camera's got tape on it.
Right? Right.
Okay, so how would a subject run across this organization, website, whatever it is? Where are they?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it markets to like these Fortune 500 companies and stuff. So people in that type of a scenario would be more likely to, come across these people because they would be in the business and then want like internet like type security or computer security, cyber security in their company. So they would look for companies that actually provide that. And this is one of those. It's been around for a very long time too. And but that's what that's what they do is like that cybersecurity scenario. So oh man, the type of stuff that's out there when it comes down to and it's been out there for a long time because you got to realize the whole thing, every bit of the technology that makes a cell phone and your computer and everything, all that technology, every bit of it was first invented for the military.
Mhm.
All right, it was a communications scenario. That was a whole thing for between military
You think it
bases and
was
stuff like that.
invented or given to us?
That's a deep one.
He's like, wow.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I mean for real because I have the same question about the quantum computers because I start listening
Right.
to the people that actually that develop this and they don't even know how the fucking thing works. They just like, oh, we're gonna build it. Oh, okay, now we don't
Well,
even know
they
how to
say.
operate it. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, they say. I mean, but they also know them time crystals hold
Well, see, that's the
everything.
thing. It's like that's why I have that question about that because there's a lot of technology out there. Like for instance, the Philadelphia experiment. All right, you know damn well they did not just shelf that technology and forget about it. No, they've actually upgraded and they've done the test a few more times since then. They've
Right.
just and done it better because the first reason why the first time it failed is if I can relate it to like radio frequencies, because what they did, they used a frequency, a wavelength, to actually vibrate the whole ship. But the thing is like if you relate it to that, the signal wave ratio, which is the SWR, was really high, which created a feedback or a feedback loop, and that's what ended up why it failed.
Mhm.
Well, since then they've improved on that and they've gotten the SWRs down in a sense. All right, now this is the reason why I talk about time travel also is because I think time travel has been invented already, just not yet. If you get what I'm saying.
If it's ever been invented, it already has.
Yeah, it already had. Well, I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying because
Exactly. Yeah.
past, present, and future are all connected. So it's already been invented, just not yet. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe it already has, and it has been actually being used. Because in my
Yeah.
opinion, the what is it the what does it call it um where you remember certain things and it's different. What do you call that? Um, oh the something effect. Oh shit. But anyway,
The Mandela effect.
yeah, Mandela effect. All right, now
Right.
time travel, in my opinion, actually, the Mandela effect actually proves that time travel exists. If the Mandela effect is
Or
actually real,
multiple dimensions.
or in multiple dimensions, I'm just saying because I mean, you think about what they're trying with this technology is actually to go to these other dimensions or other times and actually get into the future to gain technology. That's how they're trying to do that now. All right, that's the reason why they're doing this thing with CERN and all this other stuff to actually get into like portals to different dimensions and blah blah blah, because they want to extract technology from that and bring it here. That's the reason why I question about the whole thing about the quantum computers and how that was actually conceived and then built, and then they don't even know how to operate the damn thing. The people don't know how to like even code this shit. They're actually just making it up as they go. You know what I mean? They built the damn thing. They don't even know. It's like that. So it makes me wonder
Yeah.
where the fuck did they get this idea then? You know what I mean?
Maybe
Uh,
they got it in the actual time crystals,
well, that's
as in,
I don't.
at, no, did you break up?
I believe so.
Whoa, dude. This dude's got Fed written all over him,
No, he
or at least
doesn't.
they're watching
You
him.
ass. Well, I know I already said it, but if time travel is discovered, then it already is. And
Right.
like you were saying, well, maybe it's a different dimension, or
We
I
can't
think
hear you,
everything
Wingnut.
is all at once, kind of like layered together, compressed, kind of.
Yeah,
And
oh yeah.
that we perhaps sometimes our energies flow a bit through that same identity, but going through those different channels. And that's where we get deja vu,
Deja vu.
um, or even instincts where you know, hey, I shouldn't turn down this road, or kind of trusting your gut on certain things. Maybe that comes from on another layer, it went bad if you did that, you know?
Huh. Yeah, I was thinking. Well, see, I was trying to save it until he got back. Fuck.
Right. Well, we can.
Oh, so what color's your bra?
Not wearing one. Trick question. Totally a trick question.
Wouldn't
What
that
color
be
is
a
yours?
pink with white flowers?
I buy it. Absolutely.
I've worn a bra before.
What's up, you people?
Ah, there he is.
Yeah, I know, man. See, that's the thing. It's like I can't get deep conversations anymore, man. For some reason, they keep on booting me off, man.
All right. So
Well,
Ghetto was waiting for you to say something about his pink
What?
bra.
The pink bra. What? You got a pink bra? Is that what you're saying?
White flowers.
with
Pink
white
bra.
flowers.
With white flowers?
Well, no, I was saving what I was gonna say after you got
You
done
got
saying what you were
manching
saying.
patties?
Yeah, they got a little bow on the front too.
Yeah, little flowers on the
Yeah.
crotch and shit.
Yeah.
They smell like
Thank you for
roses.
being a
Poo
specific.
poo.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say is, what if that's where they got the technology is, from ancient societies through the crystals.
Well,
So as we're
okay.
just finding out, and I'm saying we as in a society because I think they have known for a while, we're finding out that crystals is actually the best way to store information.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what was it?
Could you imagine cracking open a crystal from the Sumerian ages? Ah, crap. Yeah, they don't like you, dude.
Well, you're right. The information and energy is stored there. So kind of like the matrix we were talking about before, I think it has a crystalline structure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you think about how the energies, I was saying your experiences and energies can travel one to the other, that we can add on to that as light does through a prism, or through, if you turn a crystal, that the light will go through different spots, what have you, so we're
Yeah.
going off into outer space here, but I can see it in my mind as far as our reality in a crystal matrix. Maybe light shines through different areas at different times of our lives in different realities.
What if that was the whole core of our planet was one big ass crystal?
Right. Right. Shit, I haven't been there. So what's up,
Some
Gary?
say nobody has, but just each planet is just filled with fucking crystals. Just
Hmm. So a standard crystal is 6-sided. So if we think about this, what if we all had 6 realities at once that kind of shine and intermerge? And if you look in the center of something like that, there's light everywhere, depending on how much it's polished, what you do with experience, right? See what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So 6 primaries, and through the way that it's cut and the way the light goes in the center and the way it bounces out depending on, hey, can you hear us, Wingnut?
Yep.
Word.
I'm so glad you guys are hanging out.
Well, I'm gonna fry a burger, and like as soon as you see me leave, that's because I'm firing up a pan and putting ghee in it and firing a burger.
Okay.
Just saying, I'll be gone all of a sudden. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I'll be here for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm fantasizing right now about what I'm going to put on it. One of my realities will tell me what to do.
What do you just do? Okay, your burger now. You just do that, just regular meat, nothing else inside the meat and all that stuff. You do anything else?
I say heavily salt and pepper. I also like to grate in garlic. Pretty much anytime I do meat at all, there's going to be garlic involved.
Mhm.
But for a ground burger,
Mhm.
salt and pepper, bit of garlic, and that's about it, because spices tend to burn and get a funky flavor, so if you mix too much into the meat, it kind of, depending on what it is, gives it a funky crust. So no, I say keep it simple.
Right.
You put a hole in the middle of the burger.
Yeah, I do at least squeeze in. I don't make a full hole, but I do pat that center in for the bulge.
I used to put like onions and shredded jack cheese and put that in the middle. Oh my gosh.
Now,
Cook
see,
that
I
up.
do all that, but I put it on top.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I like raw onion more than cooked onion.
I don't like onions.
At all.
No, I mean like little ones. Like I can go for like fried taters with a little bit of onions, like some minced onions, but
Hmm.
not. No, not usually. Or onion powder's cool,
Right.
but like big old hankering or onions on your freaking big old hankering onions on your freaking burger,
I like it.
or
I like the
no,
crunch, the bite. Not
nah,
huge, but I mean,
takes
like,
over the whole flavor of the burger.
nah.
My burgers are just my burger. I'm plain when it comes to my burgers. Like if I was gonna make a burger right now, I'd put cheese and mayonnaise on it, and um, probably a fried egg and some Canadian bacon.
All right. I do love a fried egg on a burger. In fact,
Yeah.
that was part of my fantasy. I probably will do that.
And do you leave the yolk a little bit runny?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't like it to run down my chin. That just, I don't like that much runny. But yeah, I will leave it runny.
All right. Well, if he left again, I didn't even notice he left. Well, give me a warning because I'll go with you, man. I'm not gonna be stuck up here on his show by myself.
You know what? Your warning will be if he doesn't come back within like a minute.
So rude. So rude.
At least I've given him warning.
Right. I know you don't give nobody else no warning.
Uh-uh.
Messed up. Oh, by
Well,
the
if
way.
there's like 4 or 5 people, it's just rude to take attention away. Hey guys, no, just fuck it. If people are in a conversation,
Yeah.
you know, it's awkward.
No, I get it. I'm making my wife a apron, by the way, Virginia. I'll have to show it to you.
Did you say
And
an apron?
yeah, well,
No.
I'm graphically wise. Like I'm buying an apron that you can put designs on and shit.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, I see what you mean. Design
Yeah.
one.
My mom
Yeah.
makes aprons out of old T-shirts, or not T-shirts, button-down shirts. She takes old button-down shirts and makes aprons out of that fabric.
Yes, we were talking
Huh.
about this, where you leave the collar around the back and the button
Yep.
down in front and the pockets.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think you and I looked up the pictures of it one time, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you can find a pattern for it or something like that, or I don't know, somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if she's actually, but she makes them all the time, man. You know, that's what when she sells her stuff, that's one of the things she sells. She finds all kinds of stuff like, you know, like Hawaiian shirts or whatever, and you know, and make a an apron out of it. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, around here you get the, like, you know, Alabama or FSU, you know, anything that's got that on it, man, it will sell. You know what I mean, or something like that. Especially around here, and you know, even though you're in Florida, a lot of people like Alabama football team, so it's a big thing. You get something that's got a big A on it or a bunch of A's on it, man. They'll, oh yeah.
Well, see, I think of the scarlet letter. Why would you wear a shirt with a big A on it? Well, in a sense, the A could be like the anarchy symbol. When I was in school, I drew those all over my fucking notebooks. Everything was the A with the circle around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember? I'm wondering if this. I don't think this is like a. This is like pretty much anywhere. Especially, I mean, you know, I don't know, from back in my day. All right, I don't know if you guys remember this. What is it? Remember that?
Oh.
Remember drawing that? You don't remember drawing that? I used
No,
to
I don't.
for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. That was something else. I don't know. There was something else too.
Just an S?
Yeah, just an S. It was just like those 6 dots, and then you just put everything
I've
together.
never
I
drawn
don't
that
know.
in my life.
I don't know. I don't know why. Actually, my tag, like on my artwork, actually is this. That's my tag. Is it, or like a more complex? Is actually, I got a more complex tag though. It's the same thing. That's like almost everything on my artwork. That's actually on random bricks around different towns around the country.
Yeah, I got a few tags around.
Yep.
Here to Florida.
Yeah. There's all over the country. There's a random brick somewhere that might have my tag on it. In a back alley or something like that, you know. I man, that was another thing too, man. I used to know quite a few of these guys that did a lot of these graffiti type, you know, the big murals.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, it's awesome to watch them because I mean, they'd start out with a drawing in an art book, you know what I mean, and then they'd turn it and put it on a damn big ass wall. It's just crazy how they did it, and the amount of time it took. It's crazy. I used to, and there's some really good graffiti artists out there, and I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. That
And
shit's
there's
always baffled me.
extraordinary tag art. Hey, Zach, good night.
Good night,
Night,
Zach.
brother. Glad you had a good night, man.
He's pooped.
A few artists actually made it to kind of a mainstream selling books or caricatures of their shit, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still down there or not, man, but there's a wall that's got some of my artwork on it. I mean, a big mural type artwork, but it was like a lot of like tribal type stuff. black
Right.
and white. That's down in New Orleans.
Shit.
Just on a random building or what?
Yeah, on a brick wall
Yeah,
on
New
the side of a
Orleans has
building.
gone through a lot, though. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if it's still there or not.
Hmm.
Um, but it was a black and white, like more like a tribal type of thing on the side of the wall. Um,
You got pictures?
no, I don't anymore.
Well,
I've
take
lost a lot of shit over the years.
right.
I had a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff stolen or lost from just traveling. That's what sucks. I've actually had 2 house fires in my life too, so I've lost a lot of stuff, man. And I've gained a lot of stuff, but I've lost a lot of stuff. Like, and just pictures. That's what I hate about like the cell phone crap, because I like actual photographs. I like, you know what I mean. And that's one thing I need to actually do one of these days, is go get everything kind of like actually printed out on photographs, because I like flipping through an album. I've got a few albums that I kept, but I've lost a lot over the years, like old photographs, like old school annuals, because I've been to a lot of schools. So I mean, there's like all the annuals I had from all
Those
the
are
yearbook.
irreplaceable because
Right,
people write in them,
right,
"Hey,
exactly.
Mr. You,
Yeah,
I'll see you next year. It was so much fun when we did
yeah.
this."
And I don't keep in contact with any of my people I used to go to school with.
No, me
Um,
neither.
I've never had a school yearbook. Not one.
I had
My wife's
2
got
or
one.
3, but I saved up for them to get them. They cost money, man. They're expensive.
yeah, no kidding.
I think I've done like 3 grades, maybe pictures, class pictures.
Right.
So I was 7. It's funny because my dad actually just those were part of the stuff that he dropped off here, and it was 2 separate school pictures, and then I think I have 2 more, so I have 4 class pictures.
You guys got any like photo albums and stuff like that and all that? You
Oh
guys,
yeah, I got a
Oh
crap load
yeah.
of photo albums. I love photo albums, dude.
I love actual physical photo albums to flip through and look through. I love that. To me, I mean,
Yeah,
The
um,
pages stick together a little bit from the film at the top.
yeah,
You can
that
hear it like
smell.
creak apart.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
honestly,
real. That
if you give me a second, I can hold on. I'll grab one of mine. Hold on,
Oh
1
shit.
second. I'll grab
Photo
it.
album. I've got a whole Foot Locker full of printed out pictures. I intend to put in albums. It's so fucking overwhelming. I have so many because I love it too. Like I would get many developed even off the
yeah,
cell phone. I would get it off the card and at least have a printed version. Um, man, it's probably been at least 5 or 6 years since I've seriously gone and printed shit.
right. Yeah. Well, it's crazy. They had the digital camera. They had the patent for it in the 70s.
Hmm.
They had to sell that film.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got, and then a lot of the stuff that we don't have, we have the negatives for, and it's cool because Kodak actually sells a little box. All you do is put your phone in it,
Hmm.
and you take a picture of the negative,
Oh,
and it becomes a picture.
gotcha. What are we
Other
looking
other people said you can use a scanner though, but I haven't tried that yet.
at?
I'll
Right.
check you out.
Well, okay, what you're looking at on these two, actually. All right. Let's see here. When I was like 19, 20 years old, somewhere around there, I went traveling around. And this is in New Mexico. Actually, that's my van right there. That's a Volkswagen van,
Uh-huh.
76 Westphalia. I broke down, and I broke down across the street from this place right here.
Right.
And this guy, he actually builds log cabins and log cabin furniture and stuff. He let me park my van next to the building, and this is during the winter. I did not know it snowed in the fucking desert.
Yeah, it
All
sure
right,
does.
it does. It just pretty much melts like a day or two after, but it fucking snows. But anyway, I've got some other ones, but these are some black and white photos that I took while I was there when I was parked there, and and some other places I went, hiking up in the mountains up there in New Mexico. This is out toward like Capitan, Lincoln County, like where Billy the Kid and all that stuff was in that area.
Hmm.
Just some other areas that while I was out there. But this is an icicles off the side of the building next to my van.
Wow.
That's how cold it got. I didn't fucking know that shit. This is the inside of my van. But yeah. Oh, this is some stuff. Okay, like remember I told you about that mural. Now this is the kind of stuff that I did back in those days.
Oh,
I did a lot
wow.
of this kind of stuff. Now I did a wall of this kind of stuff,
Beautiful.
and yeah, that was back when I was. Now these are just photographs of pictures because I've lost the pictures since then. They were like lost or stolen or something random. There are a bunch of stories behind all that shit. But I mean, it's just a lot of stuff like different areas that I was in. Like I found an overpass and I found a lazy boy with a couple of 40 ounces sitting next to it, and I thought that was a Kodak moment, so I took a picture of it. I just
Right.
there's a lazy boy under a damn bridge with 40 ounces next to it, and I
And
was like,
you
hell yeah,
printed it and it got a
somebody's
jump rate.
pimping right there, boy. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I don't know, man. I've been on a lot of different places. This is back. Matter of fact, hold on. Matter of fact, I think I got a picture of that hearse somewhere that I was staying in. There's some random musicians that I was partying with. There's the hearse.
Oh, yeah.
That's the back. That's the back window. Had tie-dyed curtains, Grateful Dead stickers, Grateful Dead right here, and
Stevie.
yeah, that's the back of the hearse. But yeah, but I love photos, man. I love pictures and stuff. Like this stuff, this digital crap, it irritates me because in a blink of a moment, 30,000 freaking pictures could be gone. That's what pisses me off. Man,
That's why I double back my shit up.
yeah. Well, I've lost a lot of photos just even on the phone stuff. But I've got a few SIM cards with a bunch of stuff saved on it. But other than that, I want to get everything printed out. I like photo albums. I miss
Right,
that.
yeah.
I miss that. You know what I mean? That's like the only one I've got. And it's got some pictures when I was a kid and stuff in it too. But I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of stuff, from when I was younger. Otherwise, because I've lost it over the years, and I don't know. It kind of sucks. I'm, it's like I know some people that's known their, people that went to high school with all their lives,
Right.
and I've never had that. You know what I mean? So.
I think that's kind of rare, actually.
Oh yeah.
I do. I don't know anyone from before the age of 19. Even once you leave high school, you kind of separate from all the people and cliques and whatever, So maybe one or two folks, they'd be friends for years or at least see each other now and then. But I think it's few, just a few tight ones. Not really.
It's hard to find, people that I would call an actual friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because I mean, seriously, like somebody I can actually trust my life with, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very few, very, I mean, very few.
When
So
you move around a lot, you don't have time to build those friendships.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like I'm getting older. So I mean, I want a home base. I mean, which I haven't done in a while, even if I did go back traveling again, I want to be able to have somewhere I can come back to. You know
Right.
what I mean? I just, before I was just living out of my van or my backpack. Wherever I was, that's where I was. I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't really have anywhere to go back to. You know what I mean? I'm craving that now. I mean, honestly, I get kind of spoiled. I like having a roof over my head, having a place to go every night if I want to. You know what I mean? A place to
Yeah.
eat and sheet, sleep, shit, shower. You know what I mean? These are basic necessities that you don't have while you're on the road. You know what I mean? It's like I'm always looking for a place to sleep that night. Where am I going to find food that next day? You know what I mean? Or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like these things are always going through your head while you're on the road or whatever, or living like that, or quote unquote homeless, I guess you would call it. But I just went traveling around the damn country and stuff, and
Right.
I mean, sometimes I was by myself, sometimes I was with people. I mean, me and my ex-girlfriend that I met in New Mexico, we traveled around, went all the way up to like St. Louis, ended up in New York, and went down to the Keys. And I mean, living in my van, two people living in a van, you really get to know somebody.
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt.
Fucking stinky bitch, man.
Oh,
I mean, but I mean, I wouldn't trade it for nothing because honestly, I mean, like I said, at an early age, I mean, other than some people going in the military, they get out of the country. I never went out of the country, but I went traveling around a lot that most people don't get to do until they get older or retired. You
Right.
know,
Shoot, there's a
um,
lot of people getting paid some good money doing that shit just on YouTube and
yeah.
social media is just rolling around in their van doing the
I
van
don't know
life.
how they're doing that shit, man. I mean, honestly, man, I don't know how these people are. I mean, I see some of these. I've seen. Okay, there's this one guy that actually like he does live streams of other people's live streams, and
Yeah,
and
he restreams.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny too because I mean some of these it's like there's this one that he follows. It's just like a bunch of these kids that are running around in a damn Winnebago or something like that, and they're just acting stupid, and I don't understand it. But people are actually you know donating to
Wow.
these people, and they're fucking just
Yeah.
making their gas money around the damn country doing that shit,
Right.
and they're live streaming the whole damn thing. I mean, that's the thing. There's like it's like what do you call it? Big Brother, but in real life. They're live streaming the
Right.
whole
Yeah,
damn
the
thing.
Truman Show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And but
Well, the ones I
he's restreaming, just kind of like making fun of it, actually, which I agree.
yeah.
You know,
But hey, I mean, can't really knock the hustle though.
but that's what I'm
But
saying. It's like that's they're making a living off of it, or
it,
they're making their way around country, paying their way doing it. But
yeah. Well,
yeah,
the ones I've watched is like legit people that live in vans or in their car or whatever, and
yeah, the
they don't do
van
the
life.
live streams, but
Yeah.
that I've seen, but they just do the content and shit like that.
Yeah,
And they make
I
dude, they
definitely did
make
the van
bank.
life way before it became van life. You know what I mean?
You
All
should
right,
do the
so I'm leaving to make this burger. Fair
Okay.
warning. I'm
what time
I'm
is it anyway?
inspired.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Probably
All
not
right.
too far after you.
I'll see you
Later,
guys
Miss
shortly.
Virginia.
All right. Yeah.
Um, but no, dude, who is that chick that? So my wife watches. What is it? Kara and Nate is what they're called.
Uh huh.
And dude, they got like 1.3 or 1.4 million subscribers, and they've
Yeah.
literally
They probably got her in some skimpy outfit as the damn
nope,
thumbnail
no,
too.
actually not, dude. I'm
No.
very surprised. Actually not, but they
You.
have traveled the entire planet just by doing the YouTube shit.
Hmm.
I'm talking every freaking country, dude. And since the Rona happened, they went and got themselves a van, but it's like a I don't know the name of the freaking van. It's like a old mail truck type thing, but it's a newer van. You know what I mean? Like a shit. I don't know. It'd be
It's
like a work van, but
like a box truck type stuff, like
yeah,
a like a UPS truck
smaller.
or something.
Yeah, but smaller and more modern. And
Okay.
then they basically, they turned it into, a little, bed and dining room table and shit, and
Yeah. You know,
made a
it's
little
it
house
it's
out of it.
that's I get it and I've done it. But the only thing is, I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's gotten a lot worse over the years since I did it. I mean, there's a lot of places they make it illegal to sleep in your fucking vehicle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, they
Yeah,
make it almost illegal to be homeless. I mean,
exactly.
it's like,
Depending on where you're at.
yeah, it
In
depends on where
Calif
you're at.
right. In California, they actually have parking lots that are designated for homeless people. And so it's homeless. I forgot the law that they enacted, but basically they take these parking lots and they'll let the homeless sleep in them. But the reason why they made it a law to actually have them is because there's so many people that are still working and still, contributing to society, but they just ain't got no house.
Right.
But they have a car. You know what I mean? And so they've designated it's quite a bit of freaking parking lots too, dude. It's crazy. All throughout California.
Uh, yeah, it's hard to find a place like just to park your car. Like for instance, if you wanted to just sleep for the night, you know what I mean. It depends on where you're at and all that stuff. I mean, it's much different than it was when I was doing it. And now, I mean, even
Yeah.
hitchhiking. I mean, I could hitchhike from fucking the East Coast to the West Coast almost faster than doing it by driving by car. You know what I mean? It's seriously, it's like, I mean, I used to be able to. You can't do that now. I mean, hell, I mean, even around where I live now, and if I was to walk 20 miles, I would probably, the only way I would get a ride anyway is if somebody recognized me and they knew me. Otherwise, they wouldn't even look twice. They just keep driving by, driving by.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
More information we got, the scarier the world got, man. And that's how they were able to play it. Because back in our day, dude, we were worried about what, the little white van coming around the corner,
right,
giving us candy and shit. Well, we
right.
didn't know about that white van until at least the next day when it came out in the paper. You know what I mean? Or it came out on the news the next day.
Yeah.
Now it's just instantaneous.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It goes back to like when I was going through high school and middle school and stuff. I mean, it wasn't nothing for like kids that were in middle school or high school or at least high school anyway. Because they were driving, they would have like either a shotgun or a deer rifle in the back window of the truck or something like that, and it's out there in the
Yeah.
parking lot of the high school. Nobody thought twice about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, but what changed? You know what I mean? It's what really, really changed,
The
in my opinion.
reset got closer, man. Reset got closer. What if actually the reset was they knew in 2030 that the time machine was invented and it came back in time and that was the actual reset?
Well,
That'd be a
I mean,
trip.
honestly, it's a possibility on even on that level because, like I was saying, there's a lot of this technology. I mean, all right. Put it this way: I have a theory on how all those megalithic type buildings, like the pyramids around the planet, were all built. They were
Right.
not built by aliens from another planet. They were built by people on this planet, but they were from the future. All right. All right.
Right.
And there's even a theory now, I don't know this for sure, but even like the so-called grays or gray aliens or whatever, they're really
Yeah.
people from the future. And the reason why they look like that is because of all the genetic modifications they've done over the centuries. All right. This
Oh, so
designer
you're thinking centuries.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. So
Um,
centuries
and
into the future.
then the reason why they keep on coming back is because they're trying to help, and that's the reason why the so-called powers that should not be, they're making deals with these people to gain the technology. All right, because they want the technology, and they're also, I have no idea what their alternative motive, these people from wherever. Now, this, like I said, is my opinion. Just as from the stuff that I've been looking into, this is the observation that I've come across. This is the observation that I've concluded so far. All right, I don't think they're from like some other dimension or some other planet. They're from actually the future. It's just because that's all the genetic modifications of. That's the reason why the grays. Now the other ones, that's a different story. I have no idea exactly what planet or what dimension they're from, but the grays, those are actually humans, but they're just so far genetically modified. They're not really human
Or
anymore.
could it be lack of sun? Like the sun's half exploded or something, so there's only like 10% of the sun gets to the. You know what I mean? Like to me, I
Yeah.
always tripped out that we have different colors in our race. You know what I mean? You got a dark, crispy black brother. You know what I mean? And then a really
Right.
bright white dude. Like those color spectrums are just, to me, are pretty big.
Right.
Considering, oh well, it's just the sun. I see. I'm just not buying the whole sun and the melanin and stuff like that. I think we were actually. Well, my theory was, and it's always been since I was a kid, is like each different race actually came from a different planet at one time. But
Well,
um,
from what I understand, the reason why, yeah, there was something like a nuclear war that kind of wiped out a more major part of the species and stuff like that. And what's left is, um, you know, to survive was to genetically modify or whatever, I guess. But
right.
but so all right, all right. Now, like I said, the others, not the grays, but the other ones, like the reptilians and blah blah blah. There's because I mean, there are some things out there right now. I can tell you, just looking up in the sky. I look up in the sky all the time. I used to do it a lot more than I do now, but man, I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of stuff up there. And if you ever get the chance, look up there with night vision scopes or night vision goggles. It's even bigger. I mean, it's like all the stuff that you can't see with your naked eye. It's like, holy crap,
Yeah.
there's stuff moving around up there. All right. And
Never thought about using night vision.
yeah, look up at the stars using night vision. You'll be surprised. I mean, for real, there's stuff up there that you can't see. You just don't like. There's not. You look at it just naked eye, or whatever. You won't be able to see this sucker. And these things are moving around. I've seen things moving around up there. And I mean, and I've seen some strange stuff over my time that okay, I could tell you what it wasn't, but I couldn't tell you exactly what it was. You know what I mean? And but that's the thing too. It's like the technology that like even the anti-gravity and the saucer technology. See, the anti-gravity to me would be if it ever got to the point where anti-gravity is like just like commonplace in the common market, that one technology would change a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? You think about it, like just transporting things. You wouldn't have to worry about the weight. You know what I mean? You just lift it.
Well,
It would lift.
that's actually a theory on how the pyramids and stuff were made,
Exactly.
dude.
Well,
Was the
exactly.
vibrations? It was more like vibrations, and
Yeah.
they moved it with sound waves and
Exactly. That's the
shit
reason.
like
That's the
that.
whole thing with the Tesla thing that was for the Philadelphia experiment. All right, that's the whole thing. See, this is the theory in a sense now, and the theory's sound is just that nobody's invented the apparatus to make it happen. All right, let's say like the pyramids and stuff. Like you got this big 2-ton boulder. All right,
Right.
all right,
Yeah.
all right, all right, or you want to cut this big 2-ton boulder out of the side of the rock or whatever. All right, the way to do this, all right, is you have to find the harmonic of that stone. All right. Once you find the harmonic of that stone, you gradually raise the frequency a little bit. All right. That stone will either float or it will turn to like more like a clay. It will soften. All right. If you lower the frequency or the frequency a little bit to the other direction, it will do one or the other. I don't know exactly which way is what. Like one way will do one and one will do the other in a sense. All right. And that's how they would do this. All right. That's how they would actually shape and quarry the stone and transport it using the same apparatus, just finding the harmonic of that stone and then tweaking the frequency. Because if you think about it, otherwise, like just like a everyday layman's type of a scenario, if there wasn't anything like that type of technology around, and it was just like, you chisel this sucker out. Can you imagine that fucking job site? I mean, you think about that freaking job site, how that would go. You got like Mohammed over there where you're like, okay, we need a block that's like about this wide with all these funky cuts in it. All right. Hey, Abdul, run down there about 100 miles down over to the rock quarry. Tell so and so that we need this rock about this size with all these funky cuts in it. And he runs down there and tells them. They quarry it out, cut it out, transport it over there. It fits snug as a bug like it was made. That's bullshit. So I mean, you know what I mean? You think about it. You think about the reality of that job site. If
Oh
we
yeah,
were
I'm
to
already
do
knowing.
it to like the chisel way, the chisel
Yeah.
and hammer scenario,
Yeah.
that's not how it happened. No,
No,
there was
and the
there was
fact
a
that they all
higher
popped up.
technology that either is been forgotten or lost. Because honestly, like I said, I mean, if the
Or
people that were from
classified.
the future knew of the flood, they knew the time and place of the flood, so they knew it was going to end anyway. So they went back where there was plenty of vacant property where nobody's around and built their shit. All right, you know what I mean? You think about it. That would be the best place to find vacant property is in the past.
Right. Yeah. And the fact that they all popped up at the same time around the globe.
Exactly.
Stonehenge.
Or
I mean,
able
we
to
have the
travel around the globe easily. Either one.
exactly. And the Stonehenges are on every continent as well.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's there's hieroglyphs in the Grand Canyon. There's hieroglyphs in Australia. I mean,
Yeah.
Either they were able to travel around easily all over the globe, or everybody had common knowledge, because even the building construction of these like megalithic buildings are very similar to each other. The same basic
Yeah,
technology
exactly.
on how they were put
Exactly.
together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%, dude.
I mean, they might look a little different from the face of it. You know how they were like. Some of them are smooth.
Just
Some
because
of them are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because, but that's just because the resources that were around in that particular area.
Right.
You
But
know what I mean?
this is
They
another thing I've also noticed and because there's this one guy that does a lot of these Incan type tours and stuff, all that through
Yeah.
that stuff, and he's got a YouTube channel. But anyway, I've noticed this too when looking at like megalithic buildings, the stones. I've noticed this too, and I don't know if and I haven't really like archaeology like looked at it, but the stuff that I've observed, it looks like the stones are pure stones. You don't see a lot of like other shit in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't
Like
see
pure
other
rock,
type. Yeah, it's
yeah.
a pure rock. You know what I'm saying? And that makes it very interesting because whoever quarried this, they knew exactly where the pure stuff was. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Or pure marble. I mean, they
Well, that's
got
the
all
thing. It's
kinds
like,
of.
what was there? Some of those they call them coffins, but those boxes, some
Oh,
of
the
them
big
are made of the hardest freaking stone on the planet. How,
sarcophaguses. What are
well,
they
that's what they're
called?
calling them. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, when
yeah,
they don't know what it is, they call it a tomb. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Egyptians, man, they was tapped into all kinds of shit, dude. I think that's exactly why they had um fucking hieroglyphs of humans with cat heads and shit like that. You know what I mean? They were just
Well,
depicting what they were seeing.
the thing is like even when the Sphinx was built, that was a lush forest, like a jungle at that time. All right, you got to
Yeah, because that
understand.
was built way before the pyramids, right?
Well, I don't know exactly. but I know if you look at the evidence of the water erosion around the Sphinx itself, and the last time I had enough rainfall for that, it was a
Yeah.
lush forest back then. All right,
Okay.
because you think about it, even if they were okay, let's say on the hammer and chisels theory, you're gonna
Yeah.
need logs for these things to roll on to move these damn things. If this is
Right.
a fucking desert,
Exactly.
where are they getting these fucking logs from?
All right.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I mean? If that was the way it was being done. So, but anyway, but even then, if you look at the evidence of the water erosion, it was like, you know, way back when they had, it was basically a lush forest back then. You know, it's
There's a
just the
forest
way the
everywhere.
planet kind of moves around and stuff. Also, when it comes down to move around, what ends up being a lush forest, what ends up being frozen tundra, what ends up being a desert. You know,
Yeah, they. I mean, even the scientists came out with what'd you call it? Forests and shit under the frozen fucking poles under the Antarctica and shit. Like
right?
there's legit forests and shit under it. So yeah, we're definitely moving. I think we're always moving. I think our poles flipped, to be honest. I think that's what we're going through. Another thing that we're going through right now is our planet's going a little wonky. That's why it's already 100 and something degrees in fucking Texas right now, when they're
Well, I
not
mean,
even used to that
yeah.
shit until June, July. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that also affects all the all the like the earthquakes and volcano
Yeah.
activity and stuff like that, because that's all
Yep.
connected. That's all connected. You know,
Yeah, they just
um,
had one in Virginia actually. That's
I
why they're
mean,
talking about the New Madrid fault line.
right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like when Old Faithful and all that cracks. uh, that's going to
Yeah.
be really big time because that's supposedly. I mean, if you believe what the so-called scientists are saying, this thing is way overdue and it's classified as a super volcano. So
Right.
even over here on
It's
the East Coast, it would still affect me. You
Oh yeah,
know?
100%. And it's crazy how everything's overdue, right?
Yeah.
So on top of that being overdue, the subduction zone is overdue as well.
Right. Right.
Something like what is it, 8,000 years overdue
I
or 80.
and
Something
this is what gets me also because I started thinking about this also. You remember just recently that island that so-called blew up or whatever, and
Oh,
the
you're talking about the
volcano.
Tonga.
Yeah. All right. Now, like, all right. Me personally, my gut feeling tell me it wasn't natural. All right, that was my
Oh,
gut
I
feeling.
don't think it was neither.
Okay, now, if that can be artificially induced in a sense to do
There
that,
you
can
go.
you imagine what those fault lines in that
Yep.
other scenario could do if it was artificially induced, if it's overdue?
100%, dude.
You see what
100%.
I'm saying?
100%. I actually think it was the same technology used in the Tonga that
Right,
was used in Beirut
right.
in
Well, it could be.
2020.
It could have been. It could have been.
That was just above ground, and then
Right,
they did it underground. You know what I mean?
right.
Like it was
I,
more like a test.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there's a lot of other sneaky stuff. I'm not saying it's us doing it or not us. The corporation
Yeah,
doing under our name.
yeah,
I'm not saying it's not just that, but it's all these other sneaky little buggers around the damn planet that are doing this shit too. So there's another stuff too that could. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that got subs. A lot of people got underwater stuff. Hell, the Russians got underwater drones. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Fucking
uh,
A, dude. It could be interplanetarian too. You know what I
that's
mean?
that's a possibility also. I mean, you think about this there, Ghetto, when it comes down to like the so-called first contact or whatever, what would it take? I mean, honestly, okay, and what is their role sitting there, like observing? Like, for instance, if it was you up there observing this planet, and you're from some other whatever, and you're over here just kind of hovering over and kind of watching everything go down, where would you step in? You know?
Where would I step in?
Yep.
As in, like,
Like if you
geographically or
if you were
what?
watching the whole planet and watching it
Right.
evolve, and you're sitting there just kind of observing it from space up in your little ship or whatever, and you're from wherever, and you're just observing it, and you start watching certain things happening on this planet. Uh, where would you step in? Where would you want to step in when certain things was happening on this planet? You know what I mean?
So
Like,
like time wise,
yeah, I mean, like for instance, if you wanted to step in, what would make you step in? If you were from another planet and you were like, okay, it's time for me to step in here. I need to like make my presence known, that kind of thing. Like, what would get you to do that? I mean,
well,
I'm
I
trying to
think
put myself in those aliens.
mm,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, no, I got you. There's actually theories around that in the Cold War. There's well, I guess conspiracies, whatever, that we actually pushed the buttons.
Right.
We pushed the buttons, Russian pushed the buttons, but the buttons didn't work. And it was because somebody stepped in and didn't let us
Right.
actually shoot the nukes. And then we were, both sides were like, what the hell? Okay, we're not going to do this or whatever. After that, I listened to a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I forgot who we were having actually a full conversation about it. I forgot who it was, but observer just watch, none would
Well,
intervene without a vested interest like resource. Yeah, see, it would have to be resource, but also you think, I didn't mean to cut you off neither, but you'd have to think like, what if our planet just exploded, right? You would think that would, the alignment of just the universe would be thrown off a little bit. You know what I mean? Just if one planet
well,
moves or explodes or whatever, that's also dependent on how the universe is the universe a big old firmament? Is it all frozen ice up there? Is it just empty space? Is it, you know what I mean? Like we really don't know. Well, we don't know.
no, I've never been there.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. Like
Like,
it's like at
yeah,
the bottom of the ocean, dude. That
I've never
literally
been
could
there
be where
either.
all the
So
that could be where all the fucking aliens are, if you ask me. I've
yeah,
always
I
thought
mean,
that since I
and
was
there's
a
a good
kid.
possibility that's one of the places that they are sitting and hiding. That may be one of the
Exactly.
places. Because if honestly, if you got a ship that can do interstellar travel, I'm sure it can sit underwater.
Right?
You know what I mean? So you think about it honestly. If you had a vehicle that could do interstellar travel, you'd have to have this thing built pretty damn good because you can't call a tow truck if you break down. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So
Or it travels through light. Maybe
well,
not the speed
you
of
know,
light,
it
but it
depends on
can go
how
through light.
that's another thing too. Um, some of the information that I was getting is that the Greys they were how they were explaining it is the way they travel. We couldn't conceive or we couldn't conceive of the exact how that works, and
Yeah.
it's so beyond like how we're thinking. You know what I mean? We're still thinking in this like this box in a sense, and we're not. You know, you got to think
Yeah.
totally out of it. It's almost like, um, I mean, because light actually has a speed. Now, if there's and there's a way to go faster than that, like thought travels faster than the speed of light, and it actually has no limitation on distance.
There you go. And that's well, see, that's kind of where we're going too.
Right.
If you ever listen, I don't know if you've ever listened to like Alan Watts.
Mm.
And basically I've been watching quite a bit of his stuff lately, but basically he explains, and then this guy was around, let's say the 60s, right? 60s, 70s. I think he died in 71. But how he spoke about the future pretty much like George Orwell, and Adolf Huxley, with the Brave New World and all that. He spoke about it like that, meaning about the devices. Basically, it was all psychological. And he's like, soon we're going to have, remember, it was in the 60s. So he's like, soon we're going to have devices that actually attach to our neurological systems And
See,
we're
that's
not
the
going to
thing. It's
be
like
able
that.
to.
That's that lunar link. You know what I mean? That's it. Kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
reminds me
yeah.
of
But then
that
it,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
but those are just, and what, but what he says is it's technology that is going to numb us down to accept newer technology. And the whole basis of it is that we will be able to be telepathic. We already are telepathic, right? But given our civilization, it died within us. So from the last civilization, it died. And now the system that B or whatever it is, they found a way to actually control the amount of technology we get to slowly introduce us into that. That way they can control our thoughts, because in the last society, or whatever the dude was saying, they weren't able to control it. And that's how they're going to control our thoughts, like in something like, George Orwell, or, you go to prison just for having a impure thought or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, well, hell, they just did what is the new Ministry of Truth and the
There you go, dude. And we really are being conditioned for. It's crazy because, like I said, this dude, the 60s, what was it? Aldous Huxley was in what was he? 1941,
Mhm.
1931. George Orwell was, or no, I think that was George Orwell. Not sure
Yeah,
if you've read those books, but
yeah.
dude,
I've
it's
actually
just,
got. Yeah,
yeah,
I got
it's
1984.
nice. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's just nuts how they knew. So either time travel or prophets. I don't freaking know. I just know that we're going by a playbook. You know what I mean? Total Recall was not a, you know what I mean? That was that
I
was
think
more
we
of a
should. Yeah, we should make this fiction again.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude. I'm saying, dude, that was a documentary, if anything.
yeah.
Like
No,
that's
this needs to be fiction, not fucking reality.
there you
Yeah.
go. I've always thought that too. Like, I mean, that was my favorite movie growing up, was the original Total Recall. And
Right.
I always thought, I was like, man, that could actually happen. You know what I mean? And then you start thinking about all the shit we got right now, and
Well, I
the
mean,
fact that they've
that's the thing.
programmed us with movies
Well,
like
that's the thing. It's like,
Terminator and
okay,
shit like that.
you think about the type of people that are going to be able to afford this, like Neuralink or anything like that, and the type of that
Oh, I
class
think
of
it'll be
people.
free.
Well, even if okay, what like
I think
free?
Neuralink will eventually be free. Yes,
Wow.
I think it'll be free because I mean, it would. I think we would be accepted. More or less, think of like the mark of the beast, just not on the God level, more on the man level. And why wouldn't it be free? You know what I mean? I think they would want us to line up. Dude, I was watching that Neuralink shit, man, and this dude was on his phone controlling the fucking pig's leg.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You're controlling an organic being's fucking body with a cell phone and Bluetooth.
Yeah, people don't really realize how advanced the technology has gotten in the past 20 years. I'm telling you.
Right?
And
And that right there, speaking of Bluetooth, that right there is the most dangerous signal we have. It's not Wi-Fi, it's Bluetooth.
I
And
know.
there's a reason why it's in absolutely everything. And it
Well,
goes and it crosses every operating system we have.
well, I'll tell you this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one or not, but those headphones that like you wear them around your neck, and it's like a Bluetooth headphones and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, I used to have a pair of those for the job site and stuff, man, just so I have something to listen to or whatever. But man, that Bluetooth, I'm assuming that's what it was, but it would give me a headache just wearing those damn headphones. So I changed to like a plug-in type headphone now. I mean, it's like I don't use the Bluetooth. I don't. It just gives me a headache. I don't know.
Yeah, some people are like that, dude. Some people are actually allergic to the Wi-Fi signal too,
Right?
in a sense to where they hear the actual Wi-Fi. I forgot the name of the syndrome, but it's a small percentage of the population. But yeah, they actually hear.
Well, what
Um,
is that? What is that tinnitus? That ringing in the ear and stuff.
yeah,
With
yeah,
that,
yeah, Yeah, well, something. So think of like the AOL. You know, remember when it used to the dial up and
Right.
it used to make that noise, or I guess a fax machine, shit like that. It's similar to that, I guess. But it
Huh.
would get him like extremely ill, dude. Like, I mean, I couldn't know. I could only imagine.
All
I
right.
mean, because it's injected into your head, at which they know how to do. They got the fucking I thought you were gonna bring up the headphoneless headphones where you're in a if you're in a certain space, let's say 5 by 5, 5 foot by 5 foot little area, the fucking music actually gets shot into your head. There's no devices. There's no not. Well, I mean it's a stereo, but there's
Right.
nothing on your head. There's nothing. It just goes
Right.
straight into your head.
Well, have you
You ever
seen
seen?
those? I mean, I know what you're talking about there, but have you seen those headphones that they don't go in your ears? They just go straight to like back behind your ear, and they hit like your inner ear in a sense. It's like
Yeah,
it
oh
vibrates
yeah,
your.
like little dots.
Yeah, it feels
Little,
like it. You can hear it in your head. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. It's like it's not headphones that go inside your ear. It's like I don't know. It vibrates your inner ear or something like that.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, but just having no headphones at all, and they're able to shoot it right
Well, have you
into
ever
your
heard of that?
ears, dude.
Have you ever heard of that technology called the voice of God?
I've heard of it.
Well, it's a technology that the military uses anyway, but
Oh, you're
it's
talking about
been
like this stuff that creates panic and
well, it can
um,
like in a sense voices in your head.
yeah,
You can put
yeah,
a voice in your head. Yeah,
yeah,
it uses radio frequencies in a sense where you can transmit like like talking in a microphone, and you
right.
can transmit and you can focus this on one person in a sense, and it was like it will like you were talking about the stereo, but this is like long distance type of stuff the
Yeah,
military
well,
would
that's
use.
kind of what I was getting at. Yeah,
Yeah.
that it only
Yeah, I
makes
mean, you
sense
can
that
look
they
that
can
up,
go
man.
long
Honestly, man, you
range.
can go into the patent office, the U.S. Patent Office website,
Yeah.
and you can look that thing up, man. That damn technology is old, actually. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's where I'm coming from too. That's the problem, dude, is all this shit is old. I
Old.
mean, this is fucking old technology. They've been it's ripe for the picking. It's crazy, but if you think about like all these things like right now in history, I think is one of the most important times in history. And I imagine a lot of generations say that, but if you think of everything just perfectly lined up, even down to like the Yellowstone and the subduction zones and the volcanoes that what I mean, the volcanoes, like if this one volcano erupts, you know, fucking half the country's blown out, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of these things are ready to go right now
Well,
in our
when
time. You
when
know what I mean?
California drops off into the ocean, that might be when I'll go to the West Coast.
Well,
go
fuck
to
that,
go to
man, because
go
I'll
to freaking
probably
New
be part of
Mexico and
it.
be oceanfront property in New Mexico.
But for real, I mean, it's supposed to be like that. I mean, the Ring of Fire, people aren't paying attention, I guess, but the Ring of Fire, dude, it's been extremely active the last two
Yeah, I
years.
was amazed
The
on how many
last two
volcanoes we
years.
actually have in this country. We got quite
Oh
a few
yeah,
volcanoes.
yeah. Me and Virginia's close to one of the most dangerous ones in the United States, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
Mount Rainier. People don't even freaking know about it.
Wait a
But
minute.
the
Wait a
where,
minute. Didn't
but
that
where
blow
it's
like a
at.
while back ago?
No, that was St. Helens. That's
Oh, that was
actually the
St. Helens.
reason.
That's right. That's right.
That's the reason I'm here, actually. I was born 9 months after St. Helens blew.
I
I mean,
remember
the
seeing
joke
videos
behind
of
that
that.
is
Yeah.
what's that?
I remember seeing videos of that blowing.
Yeah. Well, the joke behind that is my parents. I mean, people were stuck in their house, dude, for like a month. I mean, there was feet of ash just completely covered Portland and all the surrounding areas, and that's where I'm from.
All right.
Um, and so I mean, you had ash just everywhere, just feet. So people, yeah, they were stuck in their house. But
That's why you so
um,
ashy?
yeah, that's why I'm so ashy, man.
Yeah.
but it created, I mean, it created a lot of beautiful shit.
Right.
The ash is actually some of the most nutrient,
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It turns into the most nutrient resource, dirt,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean,
So
that's
that,
why I'm like, when it comes down to forest fires, I mean, I understand, like, homes getting burned and stuff like that. That's a bad
yeah.
thing. But I mean, when it just comes down to just plain forest, I mean, dude, that shit will grow back twice as good, twice as better
Oh,
next
yeah,
year.
better.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So I have no problem with like actual, because that happens on a natural basis anyway. You know what I
right.
mean? It just happens to be people's homes are built right there in its path. That's the only problem.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, dude, fire is probably the most beautiful thing there is on the planet because it creates so much life out of it. You know what I mean? Like the fire has to burn the wood for
Well,
the wood to
it's
come.
living. It breathes, it eats, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I mean. And it
Yep.
feeds though. It
Yep.
also feeds us so much. I mean, we wouldn't be, I don't think we would have as many resources as we do if it wasn't for fire, you know what I mean? Or shit
Yep.
like that because it gives birth, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
After the fact anyways, because the soil is so much better, the environment is so much better years after it happening, whether it be lava or just forest fires or and some trees actually need a fire to burn the fucking seeds out of the actual what is it, out of the pine cone or some shit. I think it is it a pine cone? But the pine cone actually needs to be set on fire for the seeds to be activated.
Right.
Not sure if it's a pine cone, but it's one of those trees. Excuse
I
me.
know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Florida, man. You got any thinking on getting out of Florida?
Uh, well,
Talk about sinking. You'd think Florida would have sunk by now.
yeah. I mean, I'm like at this very moment, where I'm sitting, I'm like in like the 15th or 16th highest spot in the whole state of Florida. So I'm pretty high up, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not sea level, put it that way. But
Yeah.
um, other than that, I mean, right now, my mom, she lives close now, so I'm kind of sticking around because of her in this area. But I don't really like snow, but I really love the mountains. I mean, I really love out there in the western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, and out there in those mountains and stuff, man. I mean, I had some really good times out there, and I know a lot of good spots out there that would be really good to hide out if I needed to. And but that's something like that's like a fuck it plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I get down to the point where it's a fuck it, all right, that's where I'm gonna go out to the mountains. I know some spots out there that will be perfect, and hopefully I'm not the first one. I'm not the only one. I mean, hopefully I'm the only one there, and nobody's gotten there before I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of
No.
spots out there that I know of that other people know of. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like that's what people think. I don't know if anybody else is thinking of that either when it comes down to bug out locations. Unless you got a location that is totally like, it's not a public or other people don't know about it. It's totally private property. That's one thing. But if you got just a place that you're going that other people might know about, shit, they might be there when you get there. You know what I mean? Or other people might be there when you get there, and that's not cool. You know what I mean? I mean that having a bug out location, you get to your bug out location, it's already a whole shitload of people already camped out. You know what I mean? Fuck,
Yeah.
that's still like, damn it,
You are,
man.
you got already got a whole community
Right?
set up and ready to go.
Yeah. But I mean, personally, I mean, if I'm
Tom's.
going to a bug out location, I want it to be private. For myself.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
away from
100%.
everything, and then I can, spread out from there. But I don't know. Um, that's another thing too. I don't know if anybody else think about too, or if they do. But bugging out is always something too. That's that it's a last resort, in my opinion. But it is also an option because I mean, there could be points where you might be forced out. Where I mean, it's like Survival Living made this point too because just recently, not too long ago, there was a big fire out here in Panama City, and he was talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I
When it comes
remember
down to
that.
like all right, yeah, we right now we got emergency services, we got helicopters to drop water on this stuff, but in a shit hit the fan, you ain't got that. And this fire get out of hand and nobody to put it
Oh
out and it
yeah,
coming straight at
dude.
you. Next thing you know, you burnt your house down. You got nowhere. You got to bug out.
Yeah.
That's one of
End of the
those where you're like,
conversation.
yeah, it's almost like one of those you almost have to.
Yeah.
So you never know what could happen. So it's always have that as an option. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people like saying, no, 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 I'm gonna bug him. I'm not gonna bug out. Blah blah blah. Well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna try. I mean,
Well,
soon
no,
as you
like I
bug
said,
out, as soon as you bug out, you're a refugee. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man.
last resort, the fuck it plan. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Oh
Like I
yeah,
said, I mean, I
100%.
try to have a A, B, C, D, E, and fuck it plan. So, um, because I mean, you can't rely on A and B plans working out. You got to have a C plan, and then you might as well have a double, a backup for that, and a backup, and then the
Yeah,
fuck it plan. That's the last resort. That's kind of like the MRE scenario. You know what I
right.
mean? That's the
Yeah,
last resort. You know what I mean? I don't want to get to that, but if I get to that, I gotta have that as an option. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, I got you. I got a bunch of dehydrated food like that, and it's not that it's actually bad food. I mean, it's got a 20-year shelf life.
Yeah, but
That's
just
when it's
tastes like
like, oh
shit.
fuck.
It just tastes like shit, dude.
Yeah.
But it'll make a turd. Put it that way. It'll make a
Yeah,
turd.
or it'll make a big. Well, from what I've
Mhm.
heard on the MREs, I've never had an MRE,
Or
but
it might not make a turd.
yeah, or to make a real big one and it'll stay up. It's supposed to get you from according to bug out. That shit just gets you constipated pretty good.
Oh yeah, just so you're not shitting all over the place.
Yeah,
I mean, because I mean, honestly, that will hold up a whole platoon if you got to shit all the time.
yeah. Or whatever ingredients or however they make it or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it
But
kind of reminds me, like I said, it kind of reminds me of the nutritionists that actually developed the recipes for this stuff. Kind of reminds me of the same people that do the prison food. They do it just enough nutrients in there to keep everybody alive. They don't really care about the taste, but they'll try
right.
and make it taste good, but they're just trying to keep you alive. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. And
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, whatever works. But
hmm
that's why I mean that's why it's so important, grow, preserve, shit
well,
like that. You have to have that outside of the, tin can
yeah.
thinking. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Okay, I haven't been able to grow a lot. I grow a few things, but not a lot. All right, so kind of like I'm gonna have to at the moment rely on other people that are already growing, and rely
Yeah,
on
trade
making
barter type shit.
trade partying and stuff like that and stuff like and whatever. So, but there are other things, other products or services that I might have that I can use for that will be useful
Right.
to others in the same respect.
Yeah.
You know, so
Dude,
that's the thing too.
potatoes, man. Look into how easy potatoes grow. I'm
Well,
not
that's
sure how
I'm
well they'll grow there in Florida, but dude, you don't even have to dig them underground, brother.
I've
You
heard
can
now. My
grow them in
mom's told me
hay.
this too. Well, see, this is the thing too. I was thinking about actually. I got a now. I've seen other people do it now. I don't know if there's any bad like chemical stuff off of it. But I've seen people that take old tires and that's where they were growing their potatoes in them, like just
Yeah.
taking old tires and putting dirt in it and putting them and growing their potatoes in that. I've got a few of those now. I can probably do that with. I just haven't done it, and mostly I got sand around here, so I don't know if that's good for
Yeah,
potatoes or not.
that's what Bug Out was talking about too.
Sand.
I
I
think,
got nothing
yeah,
sand.
sand, or Dusty. Yeah, Dusty was talking about it.
I'm pretty much on one big ant hill. That's what I'm living on. You know what I mean? If you think about it, because honestly, it's nothing but it's just big sand hill,
Yeah,
and you go about probably about 9 or so foot deep, then you hit clay. That's what I've got. Because right below
But-
me, I've got a big clay vein that grows. That's right underneath me, about 8 or 9 foot deep.
yeah. Virginia's potatoes are kicking ass in 10-gallon bags.
Well, that's something I want to try if I can get it, and if I can do that, and I can do it easy, that would be something I can make alcohol with too. That's another thing I was thinking. Different stuff that I can use. That like I was actually thinking about whatever comes into season around here is what I'll try. Um, and Potatoes is something that I can probably, if I can get it to grow, that'd be something cheap too. I mean, I won't have to
Right.
spend a lot of money on the ingredients.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
yeah,
on the alcohol part of it, it's like I was doing when I was living in North Carolina and stuff. We used to know a couple of these old hillbillies that made it moonshine and stuff like that. We buy that just so we can just give it away for Christmas presents and stuff like that. And I might do that too. um, but it could be a good trade item, for instance, on that end of it.
oh yeah, dude. I know people think I'm nuts in the community, but I'm like, man, you gotta have I prep me drug dealers too. Shit, you gotta know where all this shit
Well, I
is
mean, I
at.
started
I
thinking
mean,
about it
people
too.
are
I,
gonna
I
want
was
their
like,
vices.
well, I started thinking about it. It's like, I could probably get pot for my alcohol, because I don't drink, but I smoke, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
it's like, hey, dude, hey, pint a quarter or something like that. I don't know.
he's like pint a quarter,
I don't know. Just not thinking outside the box. But you know what I mean? Because I mean, if I can help him out and he can help me out, that'd be one thing. That'd be cool. That's our thing. We don't need a third party involved.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, you don't prep seeds like marijuana seeds or anything?
No, I do have some sitting aside, but I haven't. I mean, I haven't really. That hasn't been a thing for me. And then on top of that, a lot of the stuff that I've been getting don't really have a lot of seeds in. So, and what
Yeah,
I do hold, if I know it's good, it's in good shape, and I'll probably set it aside. But yeah, majority of the stuff I get don't really have a lot of seeds in it. So.
well, that's good. I mean, you get the very very random one.
Hmm.
Well, but I personally haven't smoked in a while. My wife smokes though.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been
and
smoking
she'll
since I was 14 years old, man. And
yeah, it's about the same as me. Besides, as I think I fully quit. I don't know, maybe I was 30. No, it was a little longer than that. Before my daughter was born, actually. So it's been about 17, 18 years, I think. Shit started getting me paranoid, dude. Didn't matter what strain I was smoking. This shit just got me um, panic attacks and shit. And it was like, all right, this ain't fun no more. You know what I mean? Trying to
maybe
battle.
maybe you're just not paranoid enough.
Nah, man. Nah, there's no
Dude, okay, I'll tell you this story, dude. I don't know if I told this story or not, but anyway, there was this guy I met one time, all right, and he was telling me about this story. He was out in this cow pasture picking mushrooms and stuff, man, having a good old time and all that stuff. Next thing you know, he got abducted. He said it wasn't by aliens. He says it was by the government. And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to this story. I'm like, all right, you're fucking crazy and all that stuff, all right? Well, I don't know, just there's this like there's a Circle K convenience store or whatever down the street from his house and stuff. So we were walking down the street down to the store to get something to drink or whatever, and about halfway down there, the damn unmarked black helicopter fucking was hovering over his house. And he's out there in the street yelling at it. It's like, what the fuck do you want, man? And all this shit. And I'm going to tell you something. I just turned around. I walked to the store. Needless to say, I didn't hang out with him very much after that. But it made me wonder. It made me wonder. You know?
You never know, dude.
Yeah.
I
I mean, you know, because I've heard a lot of crazy shit out there, and I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I really couldn't. There's some stuff I can't explain, but, you know, you never know. I mean, you really don't know if this crazy freaking story is actually really legit. I mean, I thought he was crazy until I saw that black helicopter. It made me really, really do a double take on that whole story that he was just talking about. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
I'll see you guys later, you know, that kind of thing. You
yeah, the little
know?
transistor they hid inside of his cavity.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I
They
mean?
were
Because I mean,
listening
you
to
think
that
about that, like the
motherfucker.
MK Ultra scenario where they were just picking random Joes and then pumping them full of LSD and making an assassin out of these people. You know what I mean? You never know. You could be the average Joe pumping your gas. Well, they don't do that anymore, but I mean, you know what I mean? You know, the guy sitting at
Yeah.
the cash register and all that shit. You
Well,
never
they
know.
do it here in Oregon. But
Oh, they
yeah.
still pump gas in Oregon?
Oh yeah.
Really? You got full? We ain't got no full service in fucking Florida forever. But
They
yeah,
yeah, there's shitload of jobs for it. But yeah. I mean that's why they haven't stopped it, is because there's so many jobs. I think it should be either or, honestly.
they used to have it years ago back in. Even the small towns held on to it for a long time, man. But yeah, it kind of just died out. They don't have full
Yeah.
service anywhere in Florida that I know of.
It's so easy to do it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, next thing you know, you'll have a damn robot doing it for you.
Oh, there you go. You won't even have to
Get out of the car. You know,
get
you
out of
just
the
sit there.
car or anything and just
It'd be like the
well,
old full service guys, except it'd be a robot smiling at you. You want your windshield
think
wiper?
it won't
No.
even be that though. Think about it, dude. If they get away with this, you know, the Teslas and the Priuses and the, you know, the electric cars and all that, they won't even need plugins. You'll just drive up to the station and you'll drive on top of the mat and it'll be one big ass wireless charger.
Okay. Ghetto, where are they going to get the electricity for this stuff?
I'm not saying it's feasible, man. I'm just saying what they're probably gonna do. And
All right.
I'm not.
I'm just trying to figure it out. It's like all these
I
Tesla
got
cars
you.
are actually powered by coal.
I
You know?
well, see, if you ask me, I think solar would be the way to go for absolutely everything for our energy needs. But you're still going to need supposedly you're going to need some kind of battery backup. In my head, they've already invented some kind of crystal that will actually soak it in. I know the panels are made out of what? Crystalline shit, right?
Right. It's the same
But
technology as an LED. It's basically a reverse technology of LEDs. That's what a
right.
solar panel is.
And I'm just saying that I don't know. I would imagine they have a way to soak in the sun's power, because what is it?
Well, at the moment, see, the thing is like the solar panels that we have available in the commercial market right now, all right, only absorb energy from one color of the spectrum.
Right.
Now, if these solar panels would actually collect energy from all the colors or multiple colors of the spectrum, it would up the wattage out of these suckers. But that's just not how it's working at the moment.
That we know of, is my
And then
point.
on top of that, it's actually been tried a few times there, Ghetto. Like, yeah, they have that big solar farm out there in the desert. You know what I mean? You know, and
Yeah.
how's that working out? You know what I mean? I think half of them don't even work anymore because they got either damaged or something or other. You know, from weather and.
Well, don't you think it's by design though? I mean,
Yes, possibly. I don't know. I mean, you
think
know.
about if they actually had that working. I mean, it would be unlimited clean energy,
Yeah, you have a
which
point.
which apparently throughout society that's actually a bad thing.
Right.
Like, I mean, what
Well,
was
if you
the
can't, I mean,
the
yeah, that's the
hydrogen
thing.
car was invented like 50 years ago. You know what I mean? Like all
I
these
mean,
things are
if they can get it
fucking bad.
working and they can still put a meter on it, put it this way: if they can generate electricity for free and then charge you for it, they'd be making 100% profit. So if they can actually
Right.
get it working and still charge you a shitload like they do now in a regular power now, they'd be making bank. You know what I mean? So honestly, I mean, there's both ends of that spectrum of what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, it's just
But I
it
don't
comes
think
down to the money right now. I mean, honestly, if they can make a profit off of it, they do it. That's how it would work. I mean, they don't really care if we get our electricity, at all. Is if they can make a profit off of it, then they care. You know?
yeah. Well, I mean, depending on I don't know, man. I'll be done in a second, man. The
If you
fact
got to
that
go, man, you got to go. That's cool.
no, you're good. My wife just came to bed is all. She fell asleep on the couch. I'm going to smoke right now, actually, and then and she ends up falling asleep to whatever. But I don't want you to hear her snoring shit. I don't even want to hear her snoring. And then I might end up putting a pillow over her head, and then cops might be able to have
Was it
evidence and
like?
shit.
Is it like listening to a banshee? It's like, no. Dude, there was this
Fucking
one time.
sucking the
There's
paint off the walls and shit.
there was one time, man. We were having one of those after party type things at this dude's house. All right,
Yeah.
and this dude, he fell asleep under the drum set. All right, and he's snoring like loud as shit. So we fucking put the microphone down on his fucking face and started putting it up on the loudspeaker. Put it through an effects processor. Oh my god, it's so crazy. We recorded everything on a VHS and everything, but I mean, it was crazy, man. It was the sounds that came out of this dude's head, and then going through an effects processor was even worse.
Yeah. That'd be cool, dude.
Dude, it was funny too. I mean, playing the tape back to him and stuff. It's like, look what we got. I mean, that was back in the day of VHS camcorders, man.
Yeah. I'm still looking for my buddy did have it, but I gotta get it. We gotta get it transferred to DVD or at least digital something. But I haven't talked to him for a while. Anyways, there was a video of Y2K and the party. Man, it was a party of all parties. It was fucking crazy. Oh man.
See, that's the thing too, man. I know it's like a lot of the crazy stuff, man. I did. It was way before the internet and cell phones, and maybe found on VHS somewhere.
Possibly, exactly,
Maybe
dude. Like
somewhere. I don't know. There's
that was like
possible.
one of the things that I
Right.
was able to get, video and shit. Well, my brothers and them, for the most part, we didn't have video cameras and shit like that.
Yeah.
We didn't have
No,
cameras. Nobody even
fucking
worried about
Polaroid.
cameras.
I had a Polaroid back in the day. That was fun too because it was instant right there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But no, it was, I can't wait to get a copy of it or something. He had this fucking hookah, and this hookah what was it? What fit in there? A half ounce. So the bowl fit a half ounce of weed, right? And these
Damn.
dumb motherfuckers, man. And it had 7 hoses coming out of it, and it's
Hookah.
this is hookah. So this is the 90s. And it was all brass, I think. It wasn't all fancy, modern like they're the hookahs these days,
Right.
It was old school, but so we were able to shove a whole half ounce in the bowl, right? Not one motherfucker could figure out how to light the shit.
You gotta plug all the hoses but one and then suck on it.
Dude, we tried that.
Oh yeah.
It was the fire that wouldn't work. So we were trying newspaper. These motherfuckers was trying. I mean, mind you, we're already fucking drunk, dude. It's Y2K. We was already drinking all day, And but
Yeah, the end of
thinking
the
back on
world.
it, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, hell yeah. And thinking back on it, if we would have just had a fucking torch, we would have been fine. But oh yeah, as soon as freaking midnight hit, dude, I hit the breaker. Fucking power went off everywhere. So we started fucking doing mosh pits and shit, pretty much.
Oh
Middle
yeah.
of the fucking darkness, Nah, dude, it was epic. I can't go too much into it. My wife's next to me, and she might kick me in the face.
It's like you went to that party and I didn't get to go.
Well, I didn't know her back then, so
Oh yeah.
it was. Yeah, it was 2 years before. Yeah, she's heard all the stories that I let her hear. Just saying. Do you remember the Double Mint twins, baby?
The double
said you
mint
win.
twins.
Fuck yeah.
Double your pleasure.
Hell yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want some fucking identical twins? Shit. Well, maybe.
I knew a girl that looked a lot like her mom. I mean, I knew that much. That's as close as I got.
Did you get
And
her
her
and her
mom.
mom?
Oh man, her mom wanted to, but I was like, no.
Isn't that the thing, dude? The moms, man. Once you start getting like 16, 17, the fucking moms start throwing themselves at
Well,
you.
it was crazy, dude, because she was actually, okay, check this out. I was dating this girl. Her mom was actually kind of hooking up with her ex-boyfriend. All right. And her mom was actually kind of hitting on me too. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Yeah. Yeah.
Mama wanted some young stuff, dude.
I'm serious, man. She's like trying to like getting all the sloppy seconds from her daughter, It's crazy. I was like,
That's
no,
fucking
I was like,
fucking
man,
cool.
I was like, what the hell? That was like my attitude. I was like, no, I'd rather
You
stick
got
with her.
kids, man?
No.
You don't have
Well,
kids,
I
right?
mean, I had a kid. She went up for adoption when she was born, but other than that, no.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I think you said something about that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 kids, man. I couldn't even imagine not having kids at this point. But when I was younger, I would have had shit. I would, if she didn't kill them, I'd have 3 kids over the age of 21.
Hmm.
That was back when I was shit 15, 16, 17.
Right. Right. Well, I mean,
Shit,
yeah.
smoked 3 of them, but I would have
uh,
rather done the adoption part.
well, she's probably in her late 30s now,
Oh
something like
shit!
that. Yeah. I had
You ever
yeah,
want
she was born when I was 16, so
Yeah, that would be about where mine would have been born. I got with the girl when I was 15. I ain't wearing no rubbers, dude. I think I've
dude,
worn a rubber like
I
3
was I
times in
was
my life.
I was hot shit. I was dating a high school chick at that time.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was a freshman. She was senior. But yeah, but it was different cultures. So I was screwed.
Yeah, she was
From the
11th grade. I was in the 8th grade. Second time,
gate.
actually. 8th grade for the second time.
He said the second time.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm dating a high school chick. Yeah, she was pretty good. She was a cheerleader at the time, so um, yeah. But this was in a small town at the time too. But
Options weren't really there for her.
I I don't know. Something new actually, because I mean, I was from actually I was in a coming from Orlando, and I was going to some little town in North Carolina, so I was definitely different.
Is that where you're from, North Carolina?
No, I grew up in
There you go.
Orlando. I grew up in
Roots there?
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've
I
heard you
lived
say
in.
North Carolina a couple times.
Yeah, I've lived there. I've lived there for about 4 years, different places in North Carolina, and
Okay.
I grew up.
I've never even been there.
Yeah, I like it. I like the mountains. I mean, it's just I don't like snow. That's the only thing I don't like.
Right.
But Otherwise,
Shit, that's all I live around, dude. I mean, not snow, but mountains. We're in.
see, I
pretty
like
much
that.
a
You know what I
valley.
mean? Well, see, I used to do a lot of rock climbing and caving when I was younger, and when I was living out there, and I really enjoy doing that. And I would like to get back into it. You know what I mean? It would force me to stop smoking probably if I did that again. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, stuff like that. You know,
What,
it's just like
like
I don't have that. Right.
spelunking or whatever it's called?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I used to do a lot of that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty badass. I don't know, man.
I
Maybe
like it. I mean, you know, there's
25 years ago, but
yeah,
now, yeah, I don't know. Not that I
it's
would be scared to or anything. It just, I don't know if it would interest. Now, hiking and going up on the mountains and shit like that, yeah, I
right.
like that. But going like down in, crevices and caves and shit like that, wouldn't mind
Yeah,
trying it, type of
it
thing. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, it can get challenging. It depends on where, you know, what you get into.
Yeah.
You know, when it gets into those really tight spots, that's where it gets. That's really gets. You know,
Oh, like that
I mean,
dude in
I mean,
Utah.
even if you're not claustrophobic, it could affect you. You know what I mean? A little bit here and there.
Yeah, like that dude
Just
in Utah. You've seen that movie, right?
what
With
the guy that
James
had that
Franco.
where he had to chop his leg off or something, or his arm
His
off or whatever.
arm, yeah, chop his
Yeah,
arm off with like a Swiss
dude,
Army
can
knife.
you imagine though, sitting
I
there with a
couldn't
damn.
even.
I mean, seriously, like with a freaking with a what was it? What was it?
It was like
Swiss
a
Army
Swiss
knife.
Army knife, yeah.
A freaking Swiss Army knife and start hacking away at your freaking arm. I mean, come on, man. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
seriously, you get
right
through the
there,
meat.
man.
You suffer and you get through the fucking meat and you get down to the
Yeah,
bone. And you got to switch from the blade to the saw. And you're like, all right, you know what I mean? Oh my God, can you?
all right,
Oh,
time to man up,
dude, yeah, nut up or shut up, buddy. Here it comes. I mean, shit.
dude. That's it. That's some will to survive right there, dude.
Well, I mean,
Like,
it kind of
man,
reminds me of how like animals would chew their foot off out of a trap and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
That self-preservation instinct. I get it. I've never been in that situation, but my God,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
couldn't
mean?
even imagine, dude. I fucking couldn't imagine.
No, I mean, you know, it's like, I mean, I can sit there and think about it. You know, once you start hacking away at the meat and stuff, I mean, you probably get to a point where you wouldn't feel anything anymore. You get so, I mean, it would just get numb. You know what I mean? And then it would you know, you just keep on going. You know, because you're like, oh, I got this far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would have to. I mean, wouldn't it be a trip though if his whole fucking story was false and shit, and it actually fucking you got
Yeah, I
fucking
don't know.
chewed off by a fucking coyote or some shit? Like, no, this other story would be cooler.
Or
I don't-
or the rock that snapped that got snatched in actually snapped his arm off as it, you know, when it
Right?
came.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Exactly.
he's like, "Oh shit! Well, hell, this is a better story. I'll use my damn fucking Swiss Army knife," you know. And
Right. Not. I got too
fuck,
drunk and fell into a fucking boulder, and it fell on top of my arm. I don't want to say that story. Fuck that.
yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I try to put myself in that dude's position, you know. And I mean, you know, and think about like what would be going through my head to actually have a knife in the other one hand and my arm stuck in the other, and I'm looking, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to do this. Fuck, dude.
Or get halfway through and drop the knife.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
I'm gonna tell you something. I bet he was cussing the creator every minute.
Oh yeah, dude, he was, or he didn't feel a thing, and he was praying very hard. Maybe he didn't even feel it. Because I imagine you would have knocked yourself out a couple times just from the pain. I've felt enough pain in my life to be, to put myself to sleep.
Right. Well, I mean, also the adrenaline would be pumping at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be some fucking gnarly ass adrenaline. I couldn't even.
You know what I mean?
imagine. You'd
that's
think
why.
you'd run
That's
out.
why I think once you get going, it would get to a point where you would almost get numb to the pain. I mean, you'd have so much adrenaline pumping, you would just, you know, to a point. I would think that would just be my
Well, you should
thought.
try it out, man.
No, not really. Look, you know what I
Come on,
mean?
this would be a cool ass live stream.
Yeah, shit. Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
Don't
If I
you
got
get
a
money?
bionic arm on standby, I might try that. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously. I mean, if I'm gonna get my leg chopped off or something like that, I want something like a RoboCop type leg or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got the technology for that now, man. They have the technology that our thoughts can be sent to the actual prosthetic now,
Yeah, I know.
to where it'll work.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot for the fucking technology we got.
Well, I mean, I've seen the advancements on these prosthetics, man, and stuff. It's really getting lifelike. The hands and stuff are
Yeah.
really getting lifelike. They're getting to the point where these things can
Dude, just blood
actually
vessels.
feel. They can actually feel. They've got actually feeling in the
Yeah.
fingers. They can.
Yep.
They can actually. They can feel pressure, like, you know, like how soft or how hard they squeeze something. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Oh yeah. Dude, they
Yeah.
can 3D print freaking blood vessels down to the veins, down
Right.
to everything. So you would think if you had enough fucking money, man, you
You
got
can
to
you
fucking
chop your
that
head
hard.
off and get the body all fucking. You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
Yep.
That's exactly
Well,
where I
I'll
was
tell you
going.
this. Well, that was the thing, Ghetto. This is another reason why I was going with the whole thing about the technology scenario. Part of the end goal is to get to the point where you can where you can transfer consciousness from your
Transhumanism.
body into the robot body. Yep,
Yep.
exactly. So they can live forever. It's immortal life. That's the end goal, is for these sick fuckers to be around forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much gods or whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's their idea. That's the reason why. That's where
You
where
watch
they're
much.
trying to get.
You watch much TV?
Not anymore. Not for the past 10 years. No, but why?
About 10 years. Well, they have a show. It's called The 100.
I've seen
And
episodes of that. Yeah.
all right, so you know the basis of it. Basically, they
Mhm,
were
mhm.
up in space for about 100 years or
Yeah.
however long, and they came down. Well, in the end of the show, like last season, because my wife, I watched it for like the first. I think I watched maybe 1.5 seasons of it or whatever. And I mean, it was a cool concept. Then they got into all the tribes that were down on the
Right.
planet. And I was just
Right.
kind of like, I'm not into subtitles.
Damn.
I mean, they were cool stories, but just
Yeah.
the injection, and I mean, what kind of dude doesn't like lesbians? But the injection of the sexualities and the
Right. It was a
stuff
Game
like
of
that.
Thrones type of scenario.
Yeah, it pissed me off, honestly, because it's like, man, this is targeted to kids, because I mean, they were all kids supposedly,
Right.
So that part, the dad in me kind of got pissed off. So I was like, man, fuck this show. Well, my wife ended up watching all the seasons up until last season, and that's where it was, dude. It was like, so if you follow the show all the way through the seasons, it's almost like a timeline of what's going to happen after we get nuked. So many years go by, blah blah blah. Well, even before we got nuked, they already had the transhumanism, and basically you can fucking shoot your subconscious or whatever through planets, like from this planet to the next planet, and it just went fucking bonkers. But yeah,
Right.
that's how the people that actually created the ark that was up in space, you know what I mean?
Right.
How people
Right.
created all this stuff were the people that were already, shot into these bodies so many different times, and that was actually the reason why they needed the ark. They needed that space station because they needed vessels to continuously, shoot themselves into, because the bodies the bodies were always dying, the last 100 years or however long, and then they'd need another one, and that's how they would stay. Now, I don't
Let
know,
me
man.
ask you this. Like, for instance, if that was a reality scenario, after those however many, hundreds or whatever years they were up there, and then they came back down, do you think they would still look like humans? I mean, do you think? I mean, after I mean, I wonder if they would actually keep the same image, or would they try to modify it to the point where it make it better for the next generation or the next life that it transfers over to, or whatever.
Well, in reality, I think we
Yeah.
would look more like. I think we would meet. You remember those robots in iRobot?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's what we're gonna look like eventually, dude. I think that's why, like, I'm looking.
like
I look.
identical, almost like
Yeah, I look at all my kids' as games, right? My 10-year-old's games, and the people are all, they're up in arms about the gender and all that, right?
mm,
They're, oh my God, the genders, you're making everybody faggot, Well,
yeah,
excuse my
yeah,
language, not my
yeah,
channel. Sorry about that.
yeah,
But you know how it goes, man. We're
yeah,
we're
yeah,
born
yeah,
from
yeah,
a different
yeah,
cut
yeah.
of cloth. We don't mean that prejudicely or whatever,
Yeah, I
but
know. I've had these conversations with Joe Cool with the N word. So yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Well, that's a
Yeah.
different ball of wax for me. But yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, see, no,
You
yeah,
got
me and
me.
Joe Cool, we've had this thing when it comes down to the hard ER or the A. You know what I'm saying at
Yeah.
the end? You know what I mean? There's a difference between the two. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
100%. There's a
You
difference,
know what I
but there's
mean? You
also a
know,
respect
I
level.
get what you're saying.
But
I get the context also. So
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, yeah. But we're focused. We're focused on this gender and transgender and all that other stuff. But what if what they're actually trying to do is they're trying to condition us to not be a gender, to
Right.
actually be
Right.
more android like,
Yeah.
you know
Well, I
what I
mean,
mean?
yeah,
AI
yeah, yeah.
wants us to be AI. I do
Yeah, it's to
believe
get
that.
us normalized to the idea of robots having rights. All right. I
Yes.
mean, it really does.
Or
I mean,
us.
because honestly, if we can accept that robots have rights, we can accept there's all kinds of other stuff. We got to accept that there's all this other stuff, including robots, so we can actually include robots because that's actually the next step. There's actually a doctrine. You can even look it up on. You can Google it up. You know, there's robot doctrine, a robot rights doctrine. They've already
Yeah.
drafted something already. You know
What
what I
was it
mean?
in Japan, right? I'm washing my hands, by the way. I always gotta
Uh,
say that to people. I don't want people to think I'm pissing on their panel or some shit. But no, wasn't it in Japan that fucking robot finally got human rights?
Oh no,
That was in Japan.
that was Sophia. That was the Sophia robot. That's
Oh,
made out
okay.
of.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that was the one
Sophia.
that's got. That, it actually became a citizen of Saudi Arabia,
Yeah,
recognized.
Citizen. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
recognized by the UN. All right, and
That's
yeah,
right.
that robot's made by Hanson Robotics out of Hong Kong, China. So,
Hanson, huh?
yep, Hanson Robotics.
Well,
Yeah, and that's the
Hanson.
thing.
Wonder if
Yeah,
they had anything to do with the actual puppets and Muppets and all that
no,
back in
that's
the day.
Henson. That's Jim Henson.
Oh, that's Henson. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah, Hanson Robotics. They do the Sophia robot. They got another one that just put out now. It's another female-looking one. I can't remember the name of it right offhand. But they've got a whole line of different robots. They got a little midget-looking, midget-sized type one that's
For the
looks
kids,
like
right?
yeah, it looks like Einstein,
Yeah.
right? You know,
Yeah, I
and it
know
will
the
sit
ones
there
for
and
the
like, you
kids.
know, you can sit there and it's kind of like an Alexa. You can ask it questions. It'll
Yeah,
teach you
yeah.
stuff.
I've seen
Yeah,
that one. I know there's
yeah,
one. There's also one for their nursing homes
right,
type of type of
right.
one.
Well, see, that's
And
how they're going to market all of this stuff is because they're going to say, oh, it's to help the elderly or help children. Those are the
yeah.
two main things they're going to try and market
Oh
to
yeah. And
the
people are
general
gonna,
public.
dude, they're gonna be all over it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's.
Be like, oh, yeah, we need this because it'll help the elderly or this will help
Well,
children,
yeah,
blah, blah,
and plus
blah.
people don't want to
Yeah.
deal with their own parents once they become a certain age. So it's like, fuck it, yeah, I'd
Yeah.
rather have somebody
Yeah.
else do it. That's
What?
what's
What?
wrong with our society, man. We're not
What?
taking care of
Your
the people
kids are
that
not going
took
to take
care of
care of
us.
you and put diapers on you when you get older?
Hell yeah, they are. Dang right they are. But that goes into the roots, though. You know what I mean? That's what you ingrain. That's your job to ingrain into them that family is everything. Nobody takes care of your family better than your family. You know
Well,
what I mean? So if you instill that into them from a young age,
I
I
hope I
think
don't have
yeah.
to change my dad's diapers. I hope I don't.
I mean, would you not want to?
I hope I don't have to.
Yeah, but I mean, do you see what I'm saying though? Like, would you rather somebody
I
else
mean,
do it?
if I felt like it was my job to do so, I would do it. But
Yeah, that's what I
I
mean. Like,
would hope
it's one of those things where
I would
Well,
hope I'd
shit.
never have to do that. You know, I know a guy that actually did that with his dad before he passed, and I was like, man, oh, you know, because his dad got Alzheimer's and he couldn't even walk. He was in a wheelchair most of the time. So when it comes down to like doing his diapers and all that stuff, man, he had help.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just like, I hope I don't have to do that. I really don't want to.
Right. No, I mean, I get it.
I hope I'm not in the situation where I have to have somebody do that. You know what I mean? That would
See,
suck.
that's where I'm at too, dude. Like, go ahead and smoke me, dude. Like, my kids are already gonna know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go
Yeah.
ahead and
Well, I've actually
put.
told this to like good friends of mine. You know, it's like if I got to the point where I had like machines keeping me alive. I mean, you know, there's no need. You know, it's like you
Yeah.
know,
Do not resuscitate type shit.
right, right.
No, I got you. Man, if you're at that point, just go ahead and euthanize me. I mean, I think euthanizing motherfuckers should be legal across the board. Like in Oregon, we have we got that law here that there's actually a lot of people hawk. You know hawk, right? Hawk mustard seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came here to Oregon to die. He was 2 weeks away from dying, dude.
Hmm.
That's why he moved here is because he had booty cancer, and that's where he actually found marijuana. I mean, obviously, no marijuana, but
Right.
the actual, the components of marijuana.
Well, see, that's another thing. That's the other reason why I was sitting there thinking about the distillery because I can do essential oils and like extracts and stuff.
Textures and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, tinctures and stuff. I mean, you know,
Oh yeah.
I can do my own. I can probably extract my own CBD if I mean, if I don't know. I'm not sure how to do it, the process, but I could probably figure it out. You
You'd
know.
figure it out pretty easy, dude. Like
Well,
with
that's the
that
thing. It's like I'm
Everclear in
kind of
there.
excited. I'm kind of excited to see what I can come up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with that Everclear in there, like the amount of weed my girls got right now, and the amount of Everclear I have right now, I can make some pretty good shit. I can extract some pretty good shit out of hers. Now I don't know how much we'd be able to get, but that's really all you need is
Because I mean,
like
honestly, even like
190 proof.
I was looking on the internet, like these things that look like chemistry sets. You know, they're like but they're distilleries. They're distillers, and it's just all glass beakers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's a small scale for like doing essential oils and extracts. It's perfect for that, and they're actually not
Oh
that
yeah.
expensive. I mean, I was looking at one. It's like a complete kit for like less than $100, man. I was like, man, that's not bad. You
Yeah,
know?
because there's lots of people that do it right now. They do the
Right.
essential oils and
Right. And I
shove
mean,
a whole bunch of lavender in there and whatever chemical to
what
go with it and
whatever,
squeeze it out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like me personally, I probably do whatever's in season. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Whatever's coming up, growing at that time of the year or whatever.
Well,
So
even essential oil, excuse me, even essential oils, you think would be, there would be a market for that because, I mean, just imagine how people are gonna fucking smell, dude, with no
well, yeah,
power, no
yeah,
water, no, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, I'm not too much into the patchouli, but there was a time that I was around that
right?
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, your rainbow days.
yeah, back in those rainbow days. My patchouli days.
Right, but for real, you know what I mean? Like once shit hits the fan type of thing, and there's no running water, showers, shit like that. I imagine
Dude, I mean,
essential
and that
oils
is
would
going to be
be
a big
important.
deal. And that's the thing too. Is like, you talk about like just not be able to wash your ass. Disease becomes like
Yep.
a big deal when it comes down to like, just to be able to survive. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to probably die just because they got sick from just how filthy they are.
Yeah, just from not being able to wash their hands, dude.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, because our bodies are pussied down. I mean, let's face
Exactly.
it.
Look at our feet. Look at our feet. You know what I mean? You cannot walk less than probably, half a mile, let's say, barefoot. I bet you can't.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, well, I don't wear shoes a lot, but I got you.
Really?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I don't wear shoes much. I mean, obviously, if I'm working and out in the world type of
I
shit,
was about
but
to say, because most people's feet are so damn
yeah,
tender, they wouldn't be able to walk very far at all.
right. Yeah, it depends on where and how, but I understand what you mean though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean,
definitely
just
understand. They were a lot better when
pussified.
I was a kid. Oh yeah. I
I
mean, well,
mean,
I was, and I'm talking about just our immune systems are pussified. You know what I mean? Like
well,
we we
yeah.
take so many antibiotics. Not me personally, but like
Yeah, no, I know.
we're the
I
most
know.
overprescribed fucking country in the world for
Oh, yeah.
antibiotics. There's so much antibiotics and drugs in just our dirt. You know what I mean? Just from the runoff from our sewers and stuff like that. But my point is like we're a masked society. You know what I mean? That's why we got so sick. That's why a lot of people got even more sick after all the lockdowns and all the stuff, like a year into the CV, is because they were protected so much of the germs. Our bodies need those germs, dude.
Oh, yeah, man. God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt.
Yep. If you die, you know why. I used to always say that, dude. I actually remember the taste of dirt. And that's another thing that's crazy too. Like Bug Out was explaining this to me the other night. It's like the MSG and all the chemicals that's been in our food for however long, right? I mean
Yeah,
decades, 100 years, whatever.
right.
Well, so he was like, put it like this, you got, let's say you have a tracker, right? Back in, let's say, 1900 or 1890 or somewhere around there, right? And he's probably, a Native American dude or something like that. Let's think like Lewis and Clark type shit or something, right? And you got a tracker. He'll go in the middle of the woods. He'll put his finger in the dirt and put it in his mouth, and he'll be able to tell you that there was a herd of buffalo over here. There's this type of animals around here. Well, the difference between that guy 100 years ago and us right now is we would spit it out because it would just taste just like dirt. I believe the chemicals and the MSGs and all that stuff that they've added into all of our food, I'm talking all of our food and water, has completely changed the way things actually taste to
Well, I mean,
us
I think,
as
well, I
humans.
mean, I honestly, if you think about it, all of our senses have been dulled in one way or another. Our,
Right.
our sense of smell, our sense of taste, our sense of hearing, our sight. You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah.
been influenced, or in one way or another.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or forced upon us. Because I
yeah.
mean, I couldn't. I mean, imagine what a banana actually tastes like. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I think,
yeah. That's kind of like the Matrix thing. It's like, what if
eh,
cream of wheat actually tastes like pancakes or something?
right?
You know,
That's what I meant by that tracker story. It's like it
right?
makes a lot of sense. Like our taste, just down to our taste buds, and I mean, dude, you know
Yeah.
what's always tripped me out ever since I was little? The fact that they can make something that tastes like something organic. That's
Well,
always
yeah.
tripped me the fuck out, dude.
You know what? It reminds me of that joke that Dave Chappelle did. He's like, yeah, it's like one time I went to my white friend's house, and they had this stuff called, was it grape juice? He's like, what the hell is this juice? I want some grape drink. You know. It's like that's what we get. We get grape drink. We don't know nothing about grape juice. What is
All right,
you know what I mean? It's like yeah, because that's
right,
what they did. They did try to make it taste like the grape drink. It really,
exactly. What's
I
up,
mean,
Jeep? It's an open panel,
oh,
brother.
what's up? What's up? Just exploring every path. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one before. What's
Oh, you
going
haven't
on?
seen Jeep? Yeah, Jeep's been around for a while.
Oh, run on, run on.
Uh, oh, you must have seen. I put you on a community post. I'm not sure how many people it reaches. I
Oh,
think
right
I'm
on.
at like
That's cool.
530 people or something like that.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
Which I thought is pretty cool. I mean, I've only been on the tube for about 3-4 months. Well, as a channel, creator, whatever the hell it's called.
Right, right.
Um, but I wonder if that's where he found us here. We're probably like the only one.
No, Independent's still here.
How many people you got in chat? Like,
Yeah, it says 5. That's
oh,
what it says.
nice.
So I mean, it's not like it's it's not like a lot I mean,
Hey,
this is really my channel. This one is kind of like low key anyway. You know what I mean? Versus my main
yeah,
channel.
yeah. Dude, if you ask me if there was nobody in there, I'd still be kicking it with you. I mean, I'm
Oh
falling
yeah,
asleep
dude, I appreciate it,
only
dude.
just
Because I
because
mean,
it's
like
late.
I said,
But
I got off work around midnight, so I mean, this is my downtime right now for
right,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was glad you were willing to do it. There's rescues on, but I don't never go up on his panel, or I'm not invited on his panel.
I
However that works, I'm not sure. But
um
dude, the politics and the dynamics of YouTube are just so fucking wonky.
yeah, the YouTube streets
The,
out there.
dude, you realize, man, I just actually got, dude, I got trolled so hard by actual group of people that were in the prepper community, right? And one particular person, she ended up telling people that I was fucking robbing, I was hacking people's fucking bank accounts and credit cards and shit, and just went way extra after, including how much of a pervert I am. And this is like a full on long stream, 50, 60 people in chat.
Wow.
And so, of course, I had to jump up on panel and be like, looky here, motherfucker. I mean, I held I held my composure, but it was like, man,
Right.
just the amount of people that I don't know what it is. It's the haterism, Just whatever reason they don't like you, they're gonna try to be
Yeah.
miserable about it. And
Yeah.
you can only ignore somebody when they're chasing you so much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, dude?
Ignoring people
Dude,
doesn't
I
really help.
jumped on the panel, dude. The first thing I said was, "What the fuck can I do to get you to stop stalking me?" Because this is, dude, it was pathetic to say the least. And then, convenient enough, not a day later, all that individual's friends that were in the group with her, disbanded, and they, kind of casted her out. And this is this big old fucking ordeal that doesn't even need to be there, dude.
Down
I
here in the
mean,
YouTube streets, buddy,
good
this is
grief,
my corner.
right? Yeah, and that's what it started over too. It started over a canning thing. My wife wanted a can, and there's the Canimals, which can, once a week. Well, my wife was gonna can just on a Friday, as well as on Saturday with the Canimals, and some people took it sideways and made a troll video about it, and it was just man, like, what the fuck? You own this shit or something? You know what I mean, motherfucker? What the hell?
That's
Some
funny.
weirdo
It's like,
shit, dude.
this is my canning corner, motherfucker. You can't come out here canning while I'm out here canning. This is my canning corner.
That's pretty much what it was, dude. It was like, man, like, just people need to fucking get a fucking life or something, dude. I don't know. I actually got a cool little. I'm making that. Excuse me. I'm making that apron for my wife, and I'm putting. Excuse me. I'm putting her. I'm gonna try to make a brand name with her. I'm not gonna say what the name is yet, because it is the YouTube streets, and they'll steal that shit until I bring it out. But it's gonna be pretty cool. Because I mess with a whole different side of the prepper community as well.
I don't,
Believe
I honestly, man, I'm kind of weird about even calling it a community. It's just a bunch of people that like to drift together, I guess. But I mean, I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, if there's all this drama and stuff, how can you call it a community if there's
Well,
drama?
that's a 100% agree, dude, and that's why I call this other one a community. And believe it or not, like they're preppers as well. They're a lot of them are huge 2A advocates and 2A channels, but they're preppers as well. And this whole entire other community, dude, is all black. And it's like
Right.
I'm over here on the all white one, the redneck fucking trailer trash ones. And it's like And I look at both sides, and I'm like, I'm trying to stay over here with all the brothers and sisters because there ain't no drama over here. All the drama's over here with all these fucking backwards fucking redneck motherfuckers.
Hmm.
Just none of it, dude. Just I don't know. And the simple fact, Anarchy, is that there's literally the same community, but it's divided in race too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
And
see it. I see it even in
it's
countries too. Because I mean, you know,
well, yeah,
all the
yeah, yeah.
all the European people I end up I'm like all talking to and stuff like that. You know, it's like versus UK, America. They all stay on their side of the street. We all stay on our side of the street. It's kind of weird.
Right,
You know what I mean? It's the same thing with
right.
the
Well,
racial.
even within the UK, you'll have groups of all black UK dudes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I
And then
mean,
all
yeah, I
white
know. I'm saying
UK.
it's
And
the same thing. Yeah.
it's just so much division, man. That's why we're never gonna fucking win.
Well,
I mean, we're never gonna win, dude. I mean, if we can't even figure
yeah.
out that, hey, man, let's hang out with people that don't look like us. I'm sure they think the same way.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
for the most part, we do.
I just know that there's always going to be bad people. I don't care
Oh
what
yeah,
happens
100%.
and whatever and all that stuff. You're not going
Yeah,
to get away from that. That's never going to stop. So
right.
I mean, if people would just come with this realization that that is the truth, and they can't have this utopia where nobody does anything to harm anybody ever again. That's not a reality. You know, that's not even a that's not, even to even strive for that so-called utopia is bullshit because it's not a reality. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's always gonna have somebody out there. The
Yeah,
only thing
yeah.
is,
More
I
impersonal.
personally, like I said, is like just kind of like living, um, on that non-aggression principle where you have no right to initiate violence on others, but you also have the right to defend yourself from somebody initiating violence against you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well, I mean,
then,
what if my utopia is to punch motherfuckers in the mouth?
well,
And I just
that they me too. That's what I was trying to make this argument also to some other people when it comes down to society, the word society and all that stuff. I mean,
yeah.
because honestly, man, there could be like this little town out in the middle of the desert somewhere, and there's like 100 some odd people out there. They've created their own little society out there in that town. But in that society, they think it's
Beat each
okay to kill
other's ass.
people and take their skin off and wear it as a hat. All right, that's their morality in that society that they live in. All right, they're all agreement and they're all in cahoots and they all okay with this, but
Yeah.
they all think it's moral and that's part of their society. You can have that. There is people out there that want that. You know what I mean?
Imagine that dude wearing somebody's fucking skin. The
I'm
fuck?
serious though. I mean, but there are people
No,
out
I
there
get
that
you.
that's the
Yeah. Oh
thing
yeah.
though. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why I think it's when it comes down to the idea of society, it's just a matter of what everybody agrees to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we all
Well,
agree to where it's okay to kill people and wear their skin as a hat, if we all agreed to it and made laws and legislation saying it's legal, boom, we've got a society that does it, and it's moral. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Fuck
It just
you.
depends on what we all agree as to being the right.
Yeah,
And
all the people together. No, for sure. I mean, I get it.
I
It
mean,
goes along the lines
I
of
mean, it starts with us as individuals. It really does start with
yeah,
us first,
and then
and then
like-minded,
right.
and then you all add up, and yeah,
Well, I mean, okay, I kind of I like the it's the idea of like how brush fires it's like if they just spread like wildfires, they just spread uncontrollably.
right, yeah,
Well, me personally, I want to ignite that brush fire of freedom in people's minds, because if I can ignite that in someone's mind, it will spread like a wildfire to everybody else. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
That's why I
oh
want
yeah,
to do is ignite that. I want to ignite that fire in people's minds. And that's the thing. It's like, but it's hard. Like I said, I've been beating my head against that wall for over 20 years, man. Some people listen, some people don't, you know what I mean? But,
yeah,
um, it, I also kind of look at it like this too. I don't claim to be one of the watchmen in the Bible, but in the Bible, when they talk about the watchman, it was the watchman's job when it knew uh, trouble was coming, it was to warn everybody. Now, if everybody heeded the warning, they were okay. But if they did not heed the warning of them, it was on them. But if the watchman knew of the stuff coming and didn't warn anybody, it's on the watchman. So it's
Right,
kind of like
yeah.
that's how I see it in a sense. It's like, some of the stuff that I have talked about in the past, I've been a couple of years ahead, in a sense. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like people at that time think I'm fucking crazy. And about 3 or 4 years down the line, they're like, oh shit, you were right. And I'm like, well, no crap. No fucking
Or they won't
dumbass.
even say you were right because that 3 or 4 years was time enough for them to
Yeah.
be numbed down.
Right. Well, I'll
And
tell you this.
you
Like I
know,
said,
you know what I
I've
mean?
actually had a friend of mine, my friend John. He's done this to me once. I was sitting there telling him some stuff about, I don't know, it was probably about 3, 4, 5 years ago, something like that. Anyway, I was telling him some stuff and, some stuff I was researching and shit like that. And he thought I was fucking loony bin. Well, about 3 years later, about 3 years after I told him this, he saw it on the mainstream news and heard it on the local talk radio. And he's like, oh shit, hey, Wingnut, man, you were right about that stuff. And I was like, well, no shit, dumbass. You know what I mean? It's like
That
just because it
cognitive
came out of my
dissonance, man.
mouth and it sounds so damn crazy doesn't mean it's credible. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, a lot of people, that's why I've said this before. It's like, how like a lot of people will not really realize and have that oh crap moment until they start seeing the robots going down the street and the drones are overhead. The reason I say that is because it sounds so far fetched, so off the wall, but it is so viable to be reality in our near
Yeah.
future.
Well,
You know
to
what I
think
mean?
about 3 years ago, dude,
Yeah.
you really think you could picture half the population with masks on their face?
No, exactly. And I know a lot of people 3 years ago that told me that would never happen. All right, they
Right.
were like, "Oh shit, that would never happen in America," and then go and like 3 years later, like, "Oh crap, it did."
Fear will make you do anything.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people thought 3 years ago would never happen, and it's become to pass. And it's like, okay, you know, if you look at history, and you see what all governments through history, they are very willing to do whatever the fuck they want to get their way, and it doesn't matter if it
Yeah.
means killing everybody to do it. You know what I mean? They're willing to do this. The only thing is that
Independent mini, yes, it does. Oh no, if you, I didn't mean to cut
oh
you off.
right,
Man. Them
Amazon delivery
robots are
robot.
fucking. Them robots are a trip, dude. Have you seen them?
Not in my area,
The
no.
Amazon, yeah, I haven't seen them. I mean, I watched little episodes, documentary things about them, but
Oh yeah.
and a few ones that were. I mean, whew, you had these fucking robots. Los Angeles, actually, they're actually fighting them, but they're walking over the homeless people to get their packages sent. You know what I mean? Like just the whole moral aspect of these robots walking over people sleeping on the streets. It just shows
Really?
how fucked our society is, dude. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just, I mean, you understand what I mean? Like that dude or whatever, Joe Blow, that's sleeping on the street could easily do that job. You know what I mean? Like you're just taking a package from one point A to point B.
Right.
Whether he wants to do it or not, no, that's different. But
That's a good point too. I mean, you know, I've been homeless. So, I guess you call homeless, but I did things here and there to make money and stuff like that. I was capable of doing it. But there are people out there that, in different situations, everything from just being lazy all the way to like I've known a couple of, I guess they were classified as schizophrenic, and they can't hold a regular job. They can't do it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, dude, yeah, that was the person that was fighting me. Her name's Georgia Peach. She's a legit schizophrenic, dude. Like
Right.
she's legit. She's talked about it for a while.
Right.
She ain't been taking her meds, and that's helping her fucking go cuckoo, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes the meds actually make you do go, but yeah, getting off them is even worse because they get dependent on it too.
Oh
Um,
yeah, dude. Yeah,
I've
you
seen
gotta.
that too. You know, they just get so dependent on it, and if they get off of it, they think they're going to lose their mind. You know?
Yeah, that's on a lot of medications.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all the anxiety medications,
Yeah. Any of the like psychotropic type drugs, I guess.
psychotropics. Yeah. Oh yeah, you get yours straight dependent on. That's why you have to wean down on it
Mm.
and go. That dude. That's the main thing that I'm worried about in SHTF situation is the amount. I couldn't even imagine, dude. Like people you probably wouldn't even think of. The amount of people that's going to be withdrawing from pharmaceuticals
Oh,
is going to
dude.
be
Yeah.
astronomical.
Well, and crack and meth and all this other crap.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, but
I mean, you know,
those will be around a little bit longer than
well, as long
what.
as they can get materials, as long as they can get
Well,
ingredients.
I mean, meth is pretty easy, but yeah, but you get what I mean. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna be in high demand. But let's say you have like somebody's
I mean,
takes.
even if somebody is like addicted to antidepressants and shit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
what I mean. Or
Yeah.
they take Pregazone or something, which is
Right.
steroid, whatever. And they're not, and they automatically just cold turkey it.
Oh,
They
shoot.
fuck them up bad, dude.
Yep. 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 I
I
mean,
mean,
I started thinking about it too. I was like, okay, just on that. All right, this is another scenario. All right, there's a lot of people that like to work out. That like
right?
to sit there and pump iron and stuff like that.
Yeah,
All right, I knew a guy who loves to do that, but during the damn lockdowns and stuff, he wasn't able to go to the gym. But now he comes into this position where he's like all that frustration he was ready letting loose at the gym, he's got nowhere to do it now. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like
Yeah,
now he's like, he's trying to keep away from trying to getting into fights with people. Just you know what I mean? It's just because
yeah,
all this damn frustration that he's got nowhere to put it now that he can't go to the gym.
yeah,
That kind of thing. It's like just on that. You get these damn people out there that are roids, what I call roids, the damn steroid motherfuckers out there just pumping iron. You cold
yeah.
turkey that shit. Oh man,
Oh yeah, you're fucked, dude. Straight up.
they're gonna be hurting.
Yeah. Hey, brother, I'm gonna take my funky ass to bed. It's 4:00 in the morning.
All right, man.
I appreciate the conversations, though, dude.
No worries.
Hell yeah,
No
I'm
worries.
glad you went live.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't doing anything anyway. So I mean, like I said, I've been working, lately because it's been so freaking hot during the day. We've been working at the nights, so I've been getting home around midnight or 1 o'clock or something like that. So yeah, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
I just haven't been like I haven't really I've been busy and I haven't really had anything to really talk about, like to go live on. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like I'm like a broken record. So, I almost feel like I need something to talk about. You know what I mean? Or,
Yeah. No,
you know,
dude, I get it. Because that's pretty much what all these panels really are, anyways. Whenever
yeah.
I go live, it's usually in the middle of the fucking night and we're just going to clown around. And we're just, you know what I mean? We're just going to end up just laughing. Because it's like all the subject matters are pretty much covered when you got all these open panels with the same people and the same, it's just the same. It just gets old.
Well, yeah, I know. That's why I actually kind of appreciate the joking around and having fun. Because honestly, you got to get your mind off of it every once in a while.
Fucking A, dude.
I mean, honestly, this is another thing too. I'll tell you this. I'll give you an example. There was this one time I was out mowing this yard, and the damn mower broke down on me. All right, and I sat there for probably 2 hours trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with this damn thing. Why it won't damn start. But what all it took was me to walk away for about 15 or 20 minutes and do something else and get my mind off of it. I come back and I figured it out in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
We're
that's what it
seeing
is. It's like, yeah, that's what it is. We all need a break every once in a while. We can't sit there and focus on the same shit all the time. We're just gonna, we're gonna get,
We
uh,
overheat. Pretty
yeah,
much. Our
pop a
brains
gas,
overheat, dude.
pop a gasket or something. You know what I mean?
Right. And then we're gonna end up being the ones that start the actual stuff that we're worried about happening to us. We're the ones that end up fucking going nuclear. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing too. It's like, if we want to find some kind of solution, at least for our own lives, I mean, I know we can't fix the whole goddamn planet. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody should expect anybody to fix the whole goddamn planet, all our problems. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
But still, at least, to make our own lives better. And no matter what these psychopaths up there in government want to do, you know, um,
Yeah, or whoever, or the fucking aliens, whatever.
yeah, they're, I mean, seriously, it's up in the air, man. I mean, for real. I mean, for all I know, that the old kings and queens of the gods from back in the day that were ruling back in the day, they're still alive today, and they're the
The
ones in the
Eternals,
back. Yeah, they're the ones that are in the background pulling all the strings. For all I
right?
know, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, dude, I dropped my email in the private chat.
Yes, and I will probably send you something in a little while, man, just so you got
Yeah,
mine.
shoot me a yo or something like that, dude. That way, when I go live, I'll be able to shoot you the StreamYard link
Right on.
because there's only certain people that I let up on my panels these days. I don't like to keep that shit open because, yeah, it's just a headache. But
Yeah, no worries.
I definitely like the conversations I have with you, brother. So make sure I get you on my. I mean, I don't go live all the time like that. Not anymore, anyways. But usually when I have time, like tonight,
Right. Yeah.
type of stuff. But
Yeah, I'm just whenever it happens,
oh,
me personally, I can't get into that like nightly thing or every weekly thing. I can't
yeah,
get into that.
it was
So,
exhausting. Oh,
yeah.
I just realized it's Friday the 13th today. Nice.
Well, happy Friday the 13th.
Yes, dude. That's actually a lucky day for me, man. I
Yeah.
like Friday the 13th.
Well, I'll let you go, Ghetto man. I'll send you a link in a minute. You all right?
All right, brother. I appreciate it. You have a good
All right,
night.
all right,
All right.
man.
Later.
All right, you guys. If anybody else wants to come up or whatever, otherwise I'll probably let it go ahead and shut it down. Otherwise, I don't know if anybody else has got anything else they want to put into it. But yeah, um, I might try and do a little bit more or whatever when I get off work and stuff. But if people need a place to go or whatever around that time, like I said, it's 6 o'clock in the morning here, so Central Time. So when I get off work around midnight, 1 o'clock or something like that, man, there's a possibility I could go live, or I'm floating around seeing who is live. And anyway, Independent, I really appreciate you coming out, girl. And just exploring every path, I guess. Jeep, I guess is. Thank you, Virginia, Ghetto, Zach. You people came out. Oh man, you guys are awesome. Polarin, Andrea. I think I got everybody. Wasn't very many people tonight. You know what I mean? Very intimate type chat, intimate type talk. It's not one of those things where you got like freaking 2,000-3,000 people in chat and whatever. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys for coming up and coming around. And like I said, I'll try and come. I'll try and do some more. I just been kind of busy and doing other things and stuff. But I haven't forgot about all you guys out there in YouTube land. All right. I am your host for Anarchy TV number 2. I am the Wingnut Radio. Out here, I'll be fully operational and immensely activated out here on this very extra special channel. Y'all have a good one out there.